Yes, y'all. The boys are back.
Boys are
The
back
boys are back. The boys never left.
at all.
The boys never left. But the boys are back. How's everybody doing?
We did. We good. We live.
Yeah? You're live?
Yeah.
But live? Ayo is smiling. Steve is not smiling. Steve, why aren't you smiling?
Awesome.
He's trying to cope with the winter.
Nah.
No, man. It's just autumn there, man. Come on, man.
I'm a West African man. Once the cloud on the do summer, winter on the cloud. The other one, I don't know.
Ayo does not look. Ayo looks like someone that will hate
Definitely.
winter.
I'll definitely hate winter.
in
Definitely.
the West.
Yeah.
You look like someone that will hate.
A
Yeah.
lot of people talk about tell me about it, like the depression I should expect, like especially from the first winter that we experienced. Oh damn, man, it's very, very cold, boring. A lot of people get depressed. I would say that it's my favorite season.
Why?
Same with my brother. You guys are weird.
I'm telling you, it's weird, man. It is my favorite season.
You prefer it to summer in where you live.
The way, yes, summer. A lot of summer people are too outside. I don't like it. Everyone should just stay at home.
No, man, like winter deals with people so much that when it's summer, people go wild.
Bro, people just like
people lose their minds. Yeah,
I now understand why they're very, very excited about summer.
Like summer is a thing.
There's so many. Also, although the other reason why I hate the summer, why I hated summer was how I spent money for the kids. Every activity, anything they did, because it's also like holidays. It was a long holiday. Anything they did outside it just cost money.
Did you take them to the amusement parks?
No, that one is normal. We do almost every evening.
Yeah, and you have to buy those. You have to buy those tickets.
Yeah.
Like every game you go to, you have to tap your card.
Oh yeah. Oh, those ones, yeah. Those ones, yeah. They're from swimming classes, all those things. It cost money, but it's fine.
How much are swimming classes every month?
It wasn't every month. It was like an 8-month, maybe 7 to 8 month program. It's weeks, 7 to 8 weeks program. I think it cost about, I say 110 per child or so. Yeah.
Okay.
It was good. They liked it. We've exhausted the second subscription. They're asking for the third one. It's like that's Friday, Tuesday, and Wednesday evening. So actually, they want to go swimming. So, so that's something I'm looking to extend. Even when school has started there, the swimming thing is, and also swimming here is like they take it very, very seriously. It's like a life skill. Like you have to have. Everybody keeps asking me, hope you've taken them to swimming classes. Can you swim and stuff like that? So
yeah,
it's very important.
Steve can swim. Ayo, can you swim?
Yeah.
Not for my life. Not for my life at all. And I'm Pisces, which is weird.
Are you going to learn how to swim?
Oh, definitely. It's a life skill.
Sure, it's definitely at this stage now. You want to go learn how to swim?
Please. When excellent
the way you say definitely, like
when excellent,
you just discovered that you have to learn how to swim.
When excellent,
where have you been?
Where? Been as well.
Like why is you just learning how to swim? Why do you want to just learn how to swim?
Maybe he lives where he travels across the lagoon every day.
Yes, you never know. You can never tell. Lagos don't swear now. You can never tell.
Do you understand? He crosses across the lagoon every day. He needs the life skills. Can you ride a bicycle, Ayo?
Yes, I can.
Oh, you can?
Yes, I can.
I'm surprised.
Okay, Steve.
Of course.
Steve, I'm
like, yes.
Steve grew up.
Of course, though.
See, like places where Steve grew up, you learn those life hacks.
You learn those things
before you're 15.
Yep.
Before you're even 10, safe.
Before you 10, safe,
you riding a bicycle, swimming. When did you learn how to drive a car?
SS1, SS2. We used to still at my dad's car. So my dad used to work in Abuja. So he used to be like all through the week he would be gone. And then on Fridays we'll come back, right? So between that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, my friends, Peugeot 504, right? We'll bring it out, spin it a bit, then park.
Spin it.
So there was one day me and my younger brother were spinning it, and my dad came back on a Thursday, not a Friday.
Again.
Right, he came home, he didn't see the car, and he raised an alarm.
Thieves.
And he was just standing there when we were coming back from the spin. One thing about my dad is that things we do as young kids, like as kids, that he understands, he knows like it's something that we're supposed to do due to like our exuberance as kids. So even while he's angry, he's very, very measured in his temper. Like he won't go overboard, right? Like I remember I and my younger brother fighting, having these big fights, and my dad was like, "Oh, the boys are home, they will fight." If you get, he wasn't really angry. He would just express, "Oh, don't do that," but he would just move on. So there are some things we did as kids that he understood that, oh, these are things kids do. Do you get? So that was one of them. He wasn't really, really pissed. Like to our surprise, we felt that we were going to be like, when you
Dead.
when you do something and then you get caught, like, oh, you don't finish for me. But then the reaction wasn't as intense as we expected, and we got away with it. But yeah, I think I'll say that age. But family was in uni. Uni was when it was really solidified that okay, I could drive, and then um but one thing about driving, you never really master it until you own your first car. That's just it,
Yeah.
right? So with more practice, with more driving, you become like really, really, really stable, and that was it.
Mm.
Yeah, I know why your dad was not mad at you guys that much or wasn't wilding when you guys took the car. It's just
Why?
because he was doing the same thing or similar.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
know?
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They grew up seven, 8 boys when it was like his
Uh,
mom gave birth to 8 boys. So he understands like boys' behaviors, like especially at home, especially when you're growing up. So there's some things we do. I'll remember him saying something like, "Oh, these are boys. They're just growing up. Like, it's just used for exuberance." He will just move on. But it would be the slightest thing that he would just stop fucking us up for. That's what used to surprise me. Yeah, but yeah, that's something like growing up in towns, like in rural, not like semi-urban settings. Like give you. I remember one time in the office, I was asking people if they've seen leaves of popular plants like corn, cassava, or everybody, all the Lagos born, they fail the tests.
I remember when I went to Abeokuta for like a family burial. So all my uncles
Yeah,
I've not seen for a long time. So there was this uncompleted building where there was like a small farm. They're not asking me
yeah.
which leaf is this. I said, bro, don't even bother yourself. Like, I don't know. Bro, you know, concern me.
Uh, All the
Yeah.
Lagos boys they're just feeling it. So yeah, you get to like so many activities. You get to plant, you get to swim, you get to ride bikes.
Speaking
After
of
bike, I
which,
still learned how to ride like the motorcycle. That is
okay.
just default in Abo. Everybody like this. I think it's the motorcycle capital of the world. So yeah, yeah.
Mm. Speaking of which, you guys that are raising kids abroad, like, will you allow your kids, or are your kids celebrating Halloween since we're in October anyway?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
So you know me, I really don't care about these things that
yeah,
much,
yeah.
but on the other hand, their mom has
Mhm.
put what do you call it?
An embargo.
Embargo, that's the word. It's a no-go area. It's a
Yeah,
no-go area. It's a no-go. It's too creepy, too, you know, demonic
yeah,
for
yeah.
her.
Yeah.
So yeah, my kid was asking me the other day, Daddy, will we be able to celebrate Halloween this year? Maybe buy a costume. I'm like, just ask your mom. So, yes, that's what you just need to do. So I think
I,
it's a no-go area.
I think for the kids, the cultural assimilation happens like in school,
Mm-hmm.
and my kids attend Catholic school, so I don't think they in Catholic school.
Sharp one.
I don't think it's a big
Yeah.
deal. So,
Mm-hmm.
like for example, last year Denzel didn't mention it. So if it was a big deal, he would have mentioned it. He didn't.
Mm,
So this year I'm not expecting anything because everything assimilation, everything like cultural assimilation, because they can't get it from us because we are still also learning, right? But for the kids, it's from school and they attend Catholic school. So yeah, I'm not sure Halloween is a big deal.
all right, all right.
Yeah. Every other thing
Yeah.
else, you have to celebrate because the school will will frame
Yeah,
activities
definitely.
around that celebration. So you have to align, stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Are you guys ready to start the show?
We are ready.
Yep.
Are you sure you're ready? Are we
We are
ready?
ready. Yeah.
Yeah. Got a big announcement once the show starts.
Yay. Let's go there.
All right, man. Since you guys are ready,
Imagine someone hearing it, seeing that announcement for the first time, hearing it for the first time on the pod. Wouldn't that be surprising to you?
no,
Yeah.
it happens now.
Mm. I have this
Happens. Why
Michael
not?
Jackson death story. Like 2 months after, 3 months after, we're in a bank and CNN on the screen, we were just talking about Michael Jackson's death, and somebody said, "What?"
Eh?
Really?
Yeah, no, that was
everybody at the back was just looking at the guy. Are you serious?
that was
He
actually
lost his
weird.
mind. Michael
Wait, are you
Jackson
for
is
real?
dead?
Are you for real now? Are you for real?
For real, for real, for real. Michael Jackson is dead. Everybody was just looking at this guy, like for real.
Like say your own.
He didn't know Michael Jackson had passed away
He
2
didn't know
months.
Michael Jackson had died 2 months after.
Michael Jackson passing away was like a global event, right?
It was a global
Yeah.
event. He nearly took the internet away with him. The internet nearly crashed.
It was a global
Well,
event. It was crazy.
yeah.
Like him
Where
passing away.
it was holidays where we're still in school, and I was on the phone with my girlfriend, who's not my wife. She was at home. She was watching TV. She was in the sitting room at home, and we're just gisting. In the middle of the gist, she was like, "Steve, Michael Jackson is dead." I'm like, "What? How?" She said, "I'm just seeing it on TV." And immediately, all of us just went on social media, went on Twitter, went on Facebook, and that's how we saw it. So my wife was the first person who mentioned to me that Michael Jackson had died. That's how I heard. Yeah.
Man, see, Michael Jackson passing away. There's some people you just feel like they can't.
They can't die. They
Yeah?
can't just die. Yeah.
Like they are
It's
not
crazy.
dying. There are some people you just feel like they can't die. No matter what it is, it's like, come on, man. It's not even possible. Like, come on. But people do die. Which
They
other
do die.
death apart from Kobe's? Because for Steve, Kobe's death was very shocking.
Oh, Kobe's one was bad. Again. I would say Nipsey on some certain level. I didn't expect Nipsey to die the way he died.
Yeah, Nipsey's zone was it didn't like it wasn't real. Like it was something like they were hoping that it was not true.
It was fake. Like, bro.
That it was fake, especially the circumstances that led to his death, gun violence at an artist at that level. It's not something you expect there. His death was shocking.
Yeah, his death was shocking.
Let's start what we have come into the room to do.
If you having problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got problems, got problems. If you having problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got problems, got problems. If you having problems, I feel bad for you, son.
Your own and another man don't begin, yeah. Make it survive, make it survive.
I got problems, got problems.
Problem. Oh, that you don't you pay out to me again, you would for those with Sabi, yeah. Make it survive.
I got problems, got problems.
I got kicked out before I got my first degree. You can say I got burned like a first degree. I came back to the only land for me. Some of my classmates are still feeling bad for me. Like how is he gonna raise a family? Without a plan he be struggling annually, laboring manually. He needs to find a good job so the bad boy inside won't have to rob blacks. He need them contracts to get his life on track. He's lacing song tracks, running his future on plaques. Is the problem with blacks? His songs are probably whack, but so we don't hurt his feelings. Yo, we can't tell him that I got problems. Too much palaver, wanna be a father, ain't got the moolah. Chill like a cooler, write like a typer, aim like a sniper, never get hyper.
If you having problems, I feel bad for you, son.
Your own and another man don't begin, yeah. Make it survive, make it survive.
I got problems, got problems.
Problem. Oh, that you don't you pay out to me again, you would for those with Sabi, yeah. Make it survive, make it survive.
I got a problem with police on the streets, evil beasts on the rise like yeast, and they feast on the powerless. Hour after hour, it's the same old story. Change is mandatory to restore us to our past glory. The situation sucks, they make your life hell for $20, yeah. We all are sitting ducks, so I asked this one police officer, what's the problem? Holler at your boy, I'll do my best to try and solve him. He said, man, I get too much stress. My wife at home says she needs a brand new dress and a brand new address, and my 2 kids gotta eat to survive. I make 9,005. Forgive me if I stomp and harass when you pass, threatening to blast just to get a little cash. Yeah. Besides, I don't take half that money home, cause my officer said he got problems of his own. What's the problem?
Problems that you bad for you, son.
Your own and another man don't begin, yeah. Make it survive, make it survive.
Got problems, got problems.
Problem. Oh, that you don't you pay out to that man, you would for those with idea.
I got a problem with our level and lack of creativity. Nigerian men who ain't proud of their nativity. Problem understanding the theory of relativity. Problem working on my image and my sellability. I drink too much cola, so I worry about virility. Silly me, now that company won't be feeling me. There goes another sponsor to the door. Another thing to worry about is if I need more. Yo, but I know something that you may not. I got no problem with my African life because Africa's hot. We improving every day. See, I'm black, proud, beautiful. You can't take that away. We got problems, yeah. I know this is true. But problems help to bring out the beauty in you. So probably that problem that you are going through is a problem for that problem too. So what's the problem?
If you having problems that you bad for you, son.
Your own and another man don't begin, yeah. Make it survive, make it survive.
Got problems, got problems.
Oh, that you don't you pay out to that man, you would for those with idea. Make it survive.
Got problems. If you having problems, I feel bad for you, son. If you having problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got problems, got problems. If you having problems, I feel bad for you, son. If you having problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got problems, got problems. If you having problems, I feel bad for you, son. If you having problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got problems, got problems.
You are now listening to Loose Talk.
Welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast, Loose Talk. What does Steve want to say? Your laugh interrupted me. Please go ahead with your shenanigans.
Sorry, I just enjoy hearing you try to speak Dutch. That's just what's funny. That's just all.
And that's what's
I like
funny.
it. Yeah,
Okay.
I like it.
Okay. All right, that is noted. Thank you very much, Steve. Now back to my intro. Welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast. My name is Osagie Alunga. I have with me the popcorn number one. He isn't shy. He doesn't shy away from saying this. The number one pop culture curator, Mr. Ayomide Oluwasegun Tayo II. Round of applause to you.
What's up?
Yes. And we also have with us here the chief interrupter all the way from Canada, the lead researcher himself. Results may vary, but the research will be done. The results may vary. Please take the results of the research with a what? With a spoon of salt, right? I guess that's the spoon here. With a spoon of a whole spoon. And I'm not talking about, I didn't say a teaspoon. I didn't say a tablespoon. You see that big spoon they use in cooking jollof rice, the one that Hilda Bassi was using.
That Hilda Bassi one.
Yes, that is the spoon. That's the size of the spoon you should take his results of the research from. Regardless, he's the lead researcher. His name is Steve Dede. Round of applause to him. Lead researcher.
Hating, guys.
Results may vary.
Osagie is hating, guys.
Yes. We are here. You guys listen to MI's 99 Problems, which samples, of course, Jay-Z. Quick trivia. Which song, Steve, does MI sample on this record? I know it's a Jay-Z record, but which song? What's the name of the song? And what is the name of the album? And what year was the album released? No Googling. I want to see everybody's hands in the air. Ayo uses a mouse. So it's very easy for you to just move around, right?
My hands are up. Don't worry.
Thank you. Just put your hand on your chin, please. Yes, good. 3 questions.
This is 99 Problems now, right? That's the title of the record, right?
Is that your final answer?
Is that Boy Bitch and One?
I'm just asking the question. Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay. I will only reveal when you have answered all 3. What album was that released?
The year of the album is 2000.
2000. Okay, that's your final answer. What is the name of the album? For some strange reason, I can't see you on the video anymore. You have just blanked away.
Wait now.
I can see you now. And your fingers are not.
I'm controlling this thing. Hold on.
Man,
okay, fine.
Those are the only 2 that I can't. I've forgotten the name of it. Like nothing comes to
you
my
can't
head
remember
right
it.
now, which is
okay,
bad,
that's fine. Okay. Ayo, over to you. Trivia. Well, Steve, your hand back up.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Yes. Ayo, what's the name of the song?
Song 99 Problems.
Okay. What is the name of the album?
The album is the Black Album.
And what year was it released?
That one had me. I think that's 2006. I'm not sure.
Okay, thank you. Final answer 2006. Okay, yes, the name of the song is 99 Problems. Yes, to Ayo, the name of the album is The Black Album. Yes, it was produced by Rick Rubin. Extra points for you there. However, in 2006, Jay-Z released... Steve, your hand up, please.
We've moved on now.
No. Leave your hands up until I finish. The other hand up. Thank you. Assume that position. That Socrates position of him thinking. That is the position. Thank you. The album
on the screen.
Yes, it's
I don't know why it's not showing on the screen.
But he's answered his questions already. In 2006,
I've answered my questions already. Okay.
Yeah, but just leave your own hand up there. Your own trust value is very low. Lead researcher. In 2006, Jay-Z released his comeback album, which is titled Kingdom what?
Kingdom Come.
Kingdom Come. So in 2003 was when he dropped his Black Album, with the Black Album, and then announced he was retiring. So it was like his, in quotes, last album, 2003.
Okay.
All right.
Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you should know this already. Blueprint 1 is 2001. Blueprint 2 is 2002.
Yeah.
So come on, man. Jay-Z gave us how many summers? Gave us 8 summers back to back. Come on, man.
Yeah. True that.
8 summers. From 96 all the way to 2003, Jay-Z dropped an album every year.
Legendary shit.
No, it is. Especially even in that era, right? I mean, X did 2 albums in 98, right?
Yeah.
And then did, and there was X in 99. Took a break in 2000. No, in 2000 he gave us the Great Depression. Was it 2000, 2001? Like back to back. I like people that that's why I respect Olamide a lot. From that 2011, Olamide said
the guy carried
back to back.
Yeah.
And every year, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, back to back, boom, 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 1 album a year. It takes a lot of work to be able to do that and to give you quality content, quality stuff. Because you're touring, you're performing, you're doing a lot of collabos, you're doing all of that, but you're still making music.
A lot of business interest to handle, and you're still giving us good music.
A secret to that, thinking about it now, is having in-house producers who think about you every day.
Yes, now. Just Blaze, Kanye West, all those guys were all locked up in the studio now, just dropping beats for the guy.
Having in-house producers really does help.
Also, you need to optimize your songwriting process to a place that you can write very fast, or you can compose very fast. Hence Jay-Z and Olamide, yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. Shout out to MI. The name of this track is Problems, and it is off his Illegal Music mixtape. legendary mixtape series.
Yeah.
Illegal Music is the first installment of the mixtape series that went on to Illegal Music 3. Quick rank of the Illegal Music series. Quick rank.
Yeah.
Ayo.
I'm biased for one. I'm always going to be biased for one. So one will always be my number one.
Mm-hmm.
In short, mine is chronological self. It's 1, 2, 3. So
1,
there's
2, 3.
Yeah.
Steve.
That's my own.
2, 1, 3.
Yeah.
I go with Steve here. 2, 1, 3. I think
Yeah, a lot of
2
people-
is
2 is just elite. Another level.
exactly.
Another level.
I listened to all 3 yesterday again. Right.
Ah,
The reason,
okay.
sorry to cut you, the reason people like 1 is just because of the popular records that he sampled, like the Boni Feli and stuff like that. That's why it's popular. But in terms of like just rapping, elite rapping,
3 is crazy.
3
Sorry,
is crazy,
2.
but
No.
2 is,
I don't think 3 is
2
crazy.
is-
I actually think 3 is.
3 is
But a lot of
underwhelming.
people apparently,
like
a
3.
lot of people prefer 3 to the first 2.
So
And I
think
know
it
why.
depends on
I know why. These kids hitting puberty. Most of you were hitting
Yeah.
puberty. I'm throwing shots
Yes.
at you guys that think 3 is the best. You guys just started. You were 14. You were 13
That's when I started
when
listening to MI. Yeah.
when 2 came out. And so
Yeah.
by the time you hit 18, 19,
That was the
20,
album
some
for
of
you
you even
guys.
21, you experience 3 as a first illegal music series. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I understand. It's fine. Just wanted to put that out there. Having said that, we do have an announcement to make for those who don't know, and a lot of people
Yeah.
aren't on social media who listen to this podcast. And I try to separate it as much as possible. Even though we have like some people who listen to it, follow our channels or follow us, etc. But I like to always separate social media consumption or followership from listenership on this podcast. We do have a special announcement to make. Right before we do that, let me click on the announcement button.
This announcement button, get us to do.
Thank you. Yes, why are we announcing and what are we announcing? We are announcing a live show live in Lagos. Who's excited?
Ooh.
Who's excited? Somebody show me excitement, please.
We are here.
Yes, a live podcast recording in the heart of the city in Lagos on Thursday, October 9th. The Loose Talk trio of myself, Osagie Alunge, Steve Dede, the lead researcher, in bracket results might vary, and the number 1 pop culture curator and connoisseur, Ayomide Tayo, will be serving you the very best of Loose Talk live in Lagos. All right? It's happening at Fired and Ice Lekki, Lagos, Nigeria. It is proudly brought to you by Greasy Tunes Lagos. Greasy Tunes Lagos is a Spotify initiative. Ayo, do you want to speak a bit about what Greasy Tunes Lagos is and what they're doing?
Greasy Tunes Lagos is a celebration of the music culture in Lagos or Nigeria, specifically Afrobeat. So it's a week-long event of performances, fashion displays, fashion runway, and a lot of topical discussions about the culture of Afrobeats. A lot of people of our contemporaries have been there already. I saw Jide Taiwo giving a talk recently. Yinka Ayefele of all people performed. Adekunle Gold performed also. There was a fashion runway also during the week. I attended the first night where Fola was interviewed on stage, and he also gave a performance a few days later. So it's all about food, fashion, culture, music, and youth, and it is just Spotify investing back into Nigeria, basically one of their key markets in Africa. I think Nigeria and South Africa, then probably Kenya. Yeah. So it's just a week-long event of just everything Nigerian music, Nigerian culture, Nigerian pop culture.
Let me tell you, I've been on their Instagram page. Let me tell you, the guys behind this thing have curated it very well. It's
they have.
It's proper curation, and it doesn't give me that feel of You know, at times you want to see how they curate like pop culture in Nigeria, and it gives you a very inauthentic feel.
Yes.
You know, this doesn't give me inauthentic feel. This gives me people behind this, at least a set of people behind this, are in tune with what really happens in Lagos, are on ground, you know, boots on the ground, like they say, right?
Yeah.
Like they really are part of the culture, you know, and you can see it from the lineup of people they've interviewed, guests, artists performing, fashion houses showing off. I know they did something with severe nature as well, and a couple of things like that, right? You can see how the whole theme around, you know, music and food goes hand in hand. Also, where the event is being held and all of that. So shout out to Greasy Tunes Lagos, brought to you by Spotify. Week one opening was dope. I saw everything that happened. Like you just discussed.
Also,
and then
sorry,
week two, yeah.
they also went to some important landmarks in Lagos. They went to Fela's house, and they
Okay.
went to the Yoruba Culture and Heritage Museum in Oniko. Yes, among certain places. Yes.
All right, man, guys. So if you guys want to catch us live in flesh, we will be there Thursday, October 9, from 5 to 8 p.m., right? The venue
Yeah.
again is Fire and Ice Lekki, Lagos, Nigeria. And we will be discussing a very important topic.
Yes.
How hip
Yes,
hop
boss.
paved the way for Afrobeats. It's going to be fun. Trust me, it is not going to be like your typical conference where we sit down and
Yeah,
discuss
symposium.
things that don't need to be discussed, right? This is quite different, and I guess this is why we're also partnering with these guys. It's going to be something fun. It's also going to be recorded, right? So we
Yeah.
will be uploading the live recording to our podcast channels for you guys to feel it as well. So if you guys can come out and check it out, so it's gonna be fun. Let's interact. Let's meet people, you know, and people who haven't met before. If you are outside Lagos, you still have about 5 days, or 5 or 4 days. Well, 4 technically, because you're going to listen hearing this on Monday. 4 days to get to Lagos. So you can book your flights immediately. We know some of you are big boys. You can book your flight immediately. And some of you have wives that know how to book flights on the low, you know, very, 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 very cheap, you know. So shout out to the wives who know how to do that. And you guys, I mean, it's happening on Thursday. If you're listening to this on Monday, is there anywhere in the world you travel on Monday and you can't get to Lagos on Thursday? Assuming you do not take 10 connecting flights because you want to pay 5 naira.
Maybe I doubt. Even Australia, you should be in Lagos by Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, the topic again is how hip hop paved the way for Afrobeats. I think it's a very interesting topic, and yeah, we'll catch you guys there. Shout out to you guys.
Yes, sir.
Yep. All right, man. Let's get into it. What do we want to discuss today? What is going on today? Before we start discussing anything today, have you guys heard the Taylor Swift album?
No, not yet. The lifetime of a showgirl or life of a showgirl or something like that.
Life of a Showgirl.
No,
Yeah.
but they said
Somebody did a review
Yeah.
of this album. Right? It's 6 minutes long. Right?
Wow.
I didn't want to watch it at first, but Kev on Stage, you know the comedian Kev on Stage, Black American
Yeah, I know
comedian.
him. Yeah.
He put it out and said this is a dissertation. And the thing had 428,000 views. You know,
Wow.
I was like, okay, this is something worth listening to.
Listen
So
to,
do you guys
yeah.
want us to discuss it now in the music section?
We can discuss it now.
Yeah, I'm trying to switch things up, right? I don't want this podcast to be dark because it's almost like we have this fun thing. We do the intro, we play music, then all of a sudden there's a cloud, and then we start
That's why I said we should
discussing.
do it now. Yeah, we should do it now.
All right, I want you guys to listen to this. 6 minutes long, but it's really it's a perfect way to review, and I think this is the future of music reviews. By the way, it's just that you can't it's hard like curating this for the future. Only if you understand what I mean. Like it's not published on a website in text format where you can use search engines to find. So this video kind of gets lost in like 10 years time on like a review where you publish on the website. However, you guys listen to it.
Taylor Swift's new album is many things. Unfortunately, good is not one of them. I knew the album wasn't going to be good as soon as the title was revealed, but the promo pics made me curious, so I have listened to the album in full. And now, having listened to it, the album's problem is glaringly obvious. The problem is Taylor Swift is aging out of being a white girl. Before you scroll, let me cook. When Taylor was a teenager, she wanted to be a pop star, so her parents decided to take the country route. Keep in mind, this is the 2000s. Pop music was highly sexual, it was sleazy, and then you had things like bling rap. It's not a place for a little white girl. Country music, on the other hand, loves a little white girl, and she's blonde, they'll eat her up. So her family moved from Pennsylvania to Tennessee to launch her country career. That's why for the first several years of her career, she faked a southern accent. She was trying to fit in, seem authentic. Once the pop landscape started to change the late 2000s and early 2010s, that's when she started to transition to making pop music. And now to talk about white girls. White girls don't have sex. They don't know what that is. White girls they're cute, they're adorable, they're like dolls, they're precious, they have to be protected. Do you remember a couple months ago whenever parents would bring their kids to Sabrina Carpenter shows and then act aghast because Sabrina Carpenter, who is a highly sexual artist, was referencing sex on stage? Of course they were, because how could a short, cute little white girl who is also blonde, a blonde, cute little white girl, how could she possibly know what sex is? It's the assumption. A woman having sexual freedom and willingly engaging in sex is highly associated with blackness. You can see this most clearly when it comes to things like Disney and Nickelodeon stars. Miley Cyrus, she was Hannah Montana, all-American girl. And what does she do whenever she wanted to shed the Disney image and say, hey, I'm not just a little girl anymore? She releases Can't Be Tamed in bangers. Ariana Grande, another cute little white girl. What does she do whenever she wants to shed the childhood image? She releases Dangerous Woman in Sweetener. They would do things like hang out with rappers. They would incorporate black music styles into their own music. So that way whenever they'd be sexual, it's like, oh, I'm not just a little white girl anymore. And over time, they would drift away from that because that wasn't who they authentically were. They were just using that as a way to escape the chains of being a white girl. Taylor Swift has never had to do that, and why would she? She makes being a white girl so fucking profitable. And the thing about Taylor Swift is that being a white girl is not just profitable for her, it's her entire brand. Because she's just like so awkward. And whenever she dances on stage, she's like bad because she's like awkward. And she loves like cats and baking and like hanging out with her fans. And she would likely continue with this forever, except for one small problem. Taylor Swift is 35 years old. And it's not like she's showing signs of aging or anything, but the brand of being a white girl is very much being a white girl. What happens in a few years whenever she's 40? What happens whenever she starts to get wrinkles? Once you're middle-aged, it's not cute anymore to be awkward. So she's aging out of being a white girl, but she doesn't have a brand or really even a sense of self outside of being a white girl. Also, low-key, this is the entire key to her relationship with Travis Kelce, which is not going to go well, but that's a story for another day. And keep in mind, the world has been moving on. An artist like Sabrina Carpenter could not exist 10 years ago. There was nowhere in the pop landscape for her. For like a cute little white girl who's that sexual. It didn't exist. And then on top of that, things have been rapidly changing politically. So people want different things from women now. And The Life of a Showgirl is a testament to Taylor's inability to rise to the occasion. Like on the song Wish List. Oh, everybody wants bright lights and designer things and they want like a fat ass. But me, then we get to the chorus, but me, I just want to have all of your kids. I want to have all of your kids, and then I want to live in a house, and I want the driveway to have a basketball hoop in it for our kids. And Taylor's personal struggle between her being her own woman and her being a cute little white girl is really embodied by the song Wood. It's called Wood because it's in reference to Travis Kelce's, that. But the song isn't sexual at all, because the song isn't about sex. It's about a woman justifying the fact that she has sex. The song starts with her picking petals off of a daisy. Oh, he loves me not. Taylor portrays herself as being super insecure until Travis Kelce digmatizes her and opens up her eyes. And keep in mind, white girls cannot be sexual beings. It's not that she has sexual feelings, it's that a man came along and unlocked it in her. The curse was lifted. You see, you guys, it's not about sex at all. It's about love. His love was the key that opened my thighs. I don't have sexual feelings. I'm just a little white girl. Because this album is supposed to be her embodying her sexual energy, thus, Life of a Showgirl. But Taylor either feels unable or isn't willing or whatever it is you want it to be. Taylor doesn't actually embody it. She doesn't explore it because the embodiment of her sexual energy would come at the expense of the brand of Taylor Swift. it's seemingly not compatible, or at least she thinks or her team thinks that it's not compatible. So she has to be her own fully embodied grown woman in order to keep up with the times, but she also has to be like a cute little white girl in order to keep up with the brand of Taylor Swift. And in trying to do both, she successfully does nothing. I would be really curious to know if the album was even her idea, especially since so many of the songs sound like rejected tracks off of some of her old albums. Also, how are you gonna have an album called Life of a Showgirl and yet not a single fucking song on the album has a brass section? Showgirl music is big band, it's blaring horns, it's a hell of a lot of fun. And it just did not exist on this album. Not to mention, none of the songs actually have anything to do with being a showgirl, and really not even the song The Life of a Showgirl. Like, she could have just used the word follies once, and I would have been satisfied. But discussing why the music isn't good sonically is not really the purpose of this video. If you have any questions or you disagree with me, please let me know. I love thinking about
I had to drop a bomb for that review.
No, that was a class, sir.
I had to drop a bomb for that review. I was listening to this review, and halfway, I was just trying to think of an example of a Nigerian album in the last maybe few years you can review like this. And it was difficult because for a very long time, Nigerian musicians, especially like this generation and previous you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
These Afrobeats musicians, and put the hip hop guys in there as well.
Yeah, popular music. Anybody's doing popular music.
Yeah, popular music, right? Or popular musicians, you find it very hard to marry their personalities and their music. You see how it's succinctly woven here.
Yeah.
Right? You can see Taylor Swift the brand and Taylor Swift the music. And of course, she's failing at doing it right on this album. And that is what she's breaking down. But which Nigerian album can you take and break down this way that makes sense, right? By doing what? By investigating the association of the brand and the music. Can you give me one album?
I think
in the last few years, in the last 5 years.
Made in Lagos.
I would say Arasta.
Which one? The first one?
Yes.
That is the debut album after the EP.
The debut after the EP, yes.
The second one, no. The second one is just I need to make songs. At my label, like I'm a musician, I need to make songs. The first one,
which also, okay.
The first one, absolutely yes, you're right, Steve. Like that first one, you can tell young girl making young music. This is how I feel.
Music,
I'm in my rebellious mode. Like you can sell it, right?
Yeah.
I mentioned made in Lagos. I think. Okay, give me your reasons for made in Lagos. I 100% do not agree with you.
I think made in Lagos was a reflection of Whiskey's state of mind at that time and his personality. He had left. He was no longer the boisterous young boy you see on the streets of Lagos making loud, fast party music, and now everything in his mind state was chilled down, and that reflected in the music. I don't think Whiskey at this level can make the kind of songs he had on Superstar or I or Joy. I don't think it's in him anymore because he's not in that state of mind anymore. It's not as if he doesn't have the talent to do it, but he doesn't just have he's not.
He doesn't even stay in Lagos enough.
He's not even the right. He's not even the right frame of mind to even do that kind of music, and it shows that when they force him to jump on those records, it's like when he was on the what's that Rexy and Naramali song? I can't remember how it went, but you could see that you were struggling on that song, that bro.
Adakababra.
Yeah. It looked
Abracadabra, rather. Yeah.
Yes, and now he wants to jump on Oble, and I'm telling you, he's going to struggle on it because that's not him anymore. He is Wizkid Benson. That's why you listen to when you listen to Wizkid and Buju, it fits because he's in that state of mind. He cannot go. He can't be doing Ojolegba music anymore. He's in a Ferrari. He's chilling. He's in London. He's in a rarefied place, so he can't be bothered with that kind of music anymore.
I have agreed with you.
Yeah.
But because of one thing, I cannot necessarily agree with you. And that one thing, the lyrics of the album. What's he saying?
Oh no. When it comes to I'm not judging him on lyrics. So if lyrics, that's a different topic. I'm looking at the mood.
Okay, so we're just saying he slowed down the tempo and that's the thing.
Yeah, we slow down the tempo. If it's lyrics, bro, it's still the same thing now. It's still the same thing. He just slowed down the tempo. That's all.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so Made in Lagos, 19 and Dangerous. Which other albums?
Boy Alone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Nah, that's a good one. Yeah, Boy Alone. That's a good one. That is a good one.
That is on my day on a normal day. Yeah.
That's the state of mind.
That's the state of mind. Yeah.
What's the name of that record though? The one he did the video that he said he just
I'm a mess.
Yeah, oh my god, what a record.
Song, that is a record.
What a record.
That is a record right there. That is music.
Fair enough. Okay. Yes, Boy Alone. I can pick Brimo's third album, Merchant Dealers and Slaves, but it's but that's beyond. Yeah. That's not from 2020. I'm saying in the last 5 years, so it's not there.
That's an album that you go and deliver lectures on in university.
I mean, I'm sure there are some albums there. We can't remember now, but there will be some albums there. The Live Report, MI and AQ.
Oh yes, definitely.
You understand? Like basically curating the times.
Bro, this one that we even mentioned last week, this Buhari Times, I think yeah.
These Buhari Times, brilliant album. Like I want to go back to where artists were pouring their hearts out, and you don't need to do it all the time. And I don't need it from every artist.
Yes, some can do it. So
yeah, for every artist that tells us their true life stories and everything, you have an artist who just want to party all day. Like it's fine. Yeah, I don't want it from everybody, but I don't just want to listen to albums now and not feel anything. There's an artist who dropped an album recently and I'm listening to it and I don't like, I get, okay, it's another album, but again, just like your previous albums, you've just not told me anything.
It lacks a soul. That's what
exactly. And you can do all the branding, you can do all the noise, you can do all the promos, right? You can take like all the best album covers, you can do all of that stuff. But like if the music doesn't have a soul, it's going to just wither on the roadside.
Yeah, and I think that's a lack of I don't know how to call it. I don't know what to coin it. I don't want to call it branding because it's bigger than branding. It's a lack of awareness, basically. There's a lack of awareness.
Talking about the music industry, one of Nigeria's most prominent cooks, for me, one of the best cooks, if you ask me, better than Hilda Bassi, Yum Yum, put out a tweet. Put out a tweet. No, Yum Yum can cook. Yum Yum they cook. That's a chef right there.
That's a one punchline.
Shout out to the boy Yum. Shout out to the boy Yum Yum. Hopefully I see you in Lagos when I'm on ground. He put out a tweet. Makes so much of sense, and we can piggyback off our current discussion into this. He said, what happened to the Nigerian music industry? What happened to all those star mega jam and the likes? Do Nigerian artists still get to meet each other backstage and at events and shows in Nigeria at all? How can we get all those star-studded event shows back in Nigeria? Feels like there's no industry in the country anymore. Beat FM used to do this anniversary those years. Pack superstars, full studio. Some will be calling in on their way. Rappers go come day at different times of the same day they freestyle. What happened to the Nigerian music industry? It's a very good question, and I have the answer. And the answer is
this is a social media week Lagos panel discussion.
I'm telling you, it's a great conversation to have, but I'd like to hear from you guys before I add my own points. I think it's a bunch of things.
So
right?
What is this? Is he asking about? Is it?
Where is the camaraderie? Where is what we used to witness in the past when everybody were featuring on everybody's records? We were all pushing each other. There was that thing back then, you know.
Osagie, you know this answer.
What happened? No, I don't know the answer. I might know it, but the listeners don't know it. What's the answer?
The bags became too heavy, and everybody had to agenda. Everybody had to click up and be agenda in wise. That's the thing, man.
Drop a bomb for Ayo right
there. If somebody's making $15 million, let me go and make my $50 million. I ain't following you anyway. So there's a reason why the likes of Two-Face, P-Square, the Badge never fought, even though they had healthy rivalry, right? It was still growing. It was still very organic. Why are we still fighting? At the end of the day, we go still meet for Globe Mega Star or Mega Jam. We go still meet for Star Mega Jam at the end of the day. These people go still call all us together. But when the bag started becoming very international, and agendas were not being thrown that this person is the face of Nigerian music or this person is the face of Nigerian music, we started seeing a lot of clashes. And all these people that we're talking about, we all saw them grow up in Lagos at the end of the day. Fuck you, Burna Boy is in Damiduro. Wizkid is in Damiduro. All of a sudden, everybody's now East Coast, West Coast, Tupac, B.I.G. and everything. So there's no love in the industry anymore. So
the upcoming artists in Nigeria right now, they're not serious because you see everybody coming up and choosing a side already. And just looking at these people are very stupid.
Drop a bomb for the lead researcher there. Results don't vary. The results are on point.
We're going to fight in Lagos. Don't worry. This thing is annoying. You see an upcoming artist coming up, he's already on his side.
Yeah. Like, bro,
the people who are supposed to be collaborating and partnering and just doing things together so that they will have their own, they will be their own legacy, and just from there start flying. They will come out and start picking side. I was just looking at these guys. Like,
it reminds me of the comedy industry. You know, at one time when comedians were coming in, they had to now choose between the big two or the big
exactly. That's AY and Basket Mouth.
Basically, AY and Basket Mouth. Now we are.
Ali Baba was in the background as their father. Everybody,
and he was just in the background. Exactly. It's just AY and Basket Mouth. You have to be on his side, and we saw how that happened. What happened to the comedy industry at that time?
Yes,
it's actually fractured now, right?
It's fractured now. Bro, although now they've reconciled, but it's
I think social media is what broke them. Like the entry of the social media comedians.
Skit makers and everything broke them.
That's the perfect word actually. Even before you call them comedians, we did try and call them now. They were skit makers. So the early skit makers, the Craze Clowns, the Cardis, those were like the 1.0s. Then by the time the 2.0s came, that is the Brother Shaggies, the Shanks, Macaroni, you know, the 2.0 is what cleared those guys. In fact, it pressured those guys. They had to start collaborating with the 2.0s. Then the 3.0s have taken it to another level. The Shanks, the Gilmores, because they are even doing live streaming now. They've gone in the Kai Senat routes.
Yeah, twitching and everything. Yeah.
Gilmore's work rate is just crazy. Every day I wake up, I see a new Gilmore skit. It's just
the thing that scares me.
I wish the guy the very best.
You know the thing that scares me about Gilmore, and not to side away from my music stuff. Gilmore not only works hard, he has this loose network. If you notice, there's a particular clique of people around him that are also content creators, and those guys drop videos
funny as fuck.
And they are fun. They are big.
Yeah, what was the name? Because they all used to be featured in Gilmore's,
Gilmore
content,
stuff.
But they all broke out. And Stone Cold is my favorite. Stone Cold, the guy that wears the 3/4 jeans and the long shoes.
There's one I don't know their names, but you know the producer in his music skit, when the upcoming artist that does not release music but he's always recording. The producer, the guy that is the producer, he's the funniest of them. Like his facial expressions alone.
Did you see the Gilmore skit of the tailor when he was a tailor, celebrity tailor?
No, I've not seen
you haven't seen it, bro. That shit is so funny. You know what's funny? Let me describe it for you. There's somebody waiting for him to take measurements, right? So the person is waiting, then Gilmore comes in, superstar tailor comes in from like an SUV. He has like a chaperone running around him, and then he comes in, takes the measurements, does some really funny stuff, shows the guy some clothes on a live mannequin. Like there's a human being who is wearing the clothes, but it's a mannequin, right? And he's staying in a stationary position, right? And then when he's done and everything, then he tells the guy, okay, of course, the clothes are ready. This is how much. Then the guy says he can't afford it. And he's wearing the clothes, then he just pushes the guy next to the live mannequin and he becomes the second live mannequin. You now start to figure out, this is how the first person got here.
Yeah, became the second one again. The life and again as
You know,
as well.
he's done now. There's one celebrity barber where he comes in. He's
that
wearing the
celebrity-
black gloves. You don't
See,
know.
that is celebrity series. It's too real. It's too real. And the boy did.
I think he's doing a series of like the celebrity, like
Yeah, he's doing
people
it.
who have become celebrities in their art and just
Yeah.
And it's just a
over packaging.
Yeah, it's a sarcasm play on how everybody now on social media wants to become a celebrity in every field. There's no reason why you should be a celebrity barber. Like, go and just cut hair.
Gilmore is our Drewski. He gives us like
yeah.
Drewski is insane, bro.
No,
Drewski is just
I want to bring us back. I want to bring us back to this Nigerian music industry. But I think both of you nailed it on the head, right? Ayo nailed it on the head. How it used to be, why it is the way it is right now. Steve also nailed it on the head with new entrants into the market, right? New entrants into the game. They're already picking sides. Yeah. It's the dumbest thing ever. But I understand why they are doing it. They are pressured. They are pressured because they feel like a cosign from one of those guys is good enough. That is how big. Like if I we have the big three now. I only need a cosign from one of those guys because they have an army big enough to push me. So if I take a cosign from one of these guys, I don't really need to. And most times, it's not even new artist. It's not even the upcoming artist's fault. They just get a cosign from one person. Then the other people's fan base
just start beefing. And that's how it becomes a...
Do you understand? So if Big 3-1 features an artist, everybody from Big 3-2's fan base says, "Oh, you feature that guy, then he can't work with Big
3-2." Yeah.
You know,
I think Odumodu is the only person who has been able to manage that relationship between three of them. Very, very well.
And can I tell you why he's been able to do that?
Because he's a weary. He's not weary too. Like he.
Not necessarily, because he would have still played into the whole thing. He's just an older guy. He's not. Exactly. He's not a kid. He's not 25. He's not 19. He's older. So he's exactly. He's probably He's probably their age range. He's not a kid, he's super smart and he knows what he wants to go for. And he's like, I'm going to work with everybody, and this is how to work with everybody. This is how to connect with everybody. So you're not going to box me in one.
There's also another reason, but it's not meant for public consumption.
That one day, but it cannot be discussed. It will not be discussed publicly. But we get it, right? So that is the second thing. I think the third thing, which ties into what Ayo first talked about, is like the entry of the foreign labels and how the Nigerian music industry then became somewhat structured, right? So you have an artist A who features artist B, and then they work in the studio, do all of that, and they're cool and they're charming, but they all have like representation. They're all tied legally to like entities, either record labels or distribution houses or whatever, right? Management, whatever. So artist A is ready to put out the record, calls artist B, "Oh boy, that record we did, dope. Okay, we're ready to put it out." Artist B is just as excited as artist A, and then tells his own people. Then the lawyers, then the managers, then whoever. "Oh, I own because artist B is bigger. He's going to take 8 out of 10 points off the record. He's going to have 60% publishing. Oh, he's going to do this. Oh, he's going to do that." Then everybody says fuck off, and then the song doesn't come out. That is what has also destroyed relationship between artists, and that's why we are not seeing as many features as we used to. Back then, everybody's in the studio. They've done, bro. There was one song that they said Olamide featured somebody, and the person with the producer say was walking downstairs when they got an alert on their phone. The record was out.
Olamide used to.
Do you understand? Like. The feature was walking downstairs. By the time he got downstairs, the record was out.
No mixing, no. That's the put our out like that. Put our out like that.
So we don't see these guys collaborating as much. And you notice it happened with the Alter guys too. You notice what happened with the Alter guys. Once they started signing them, what happened?
Everybody branched off, which killed Alter music anyway. One of the reasons why Alter.
Yeah, that's what killed it.
Yeah, one of the reasons.
That's what killed it. The same thing. The Alter guys showed us that. Because, man, we saw Afrobeats from 1.0, right? Everywhere you saw LD, you saw a Sound Sultan. Dr. Sid would tell you it was Sound Sultan that taught him how to rap in the studio.
Yeah.
Like they were all together. You saw Rough, Rugged, and Raw chilling with Paul Play, chilling with everybody, all the producers, all together. But once you start to make money, once money is in the midst, right? Once you start to, and the only reason why they give a damn about, oh, this is the face of this and that, is that this person is most likely to get the deals if you describe this person as the face of a brand.
Yeah. So you have to position that person as the face of, because that is the template they used to sell on African music, basically. Yeah.
So, that's what happened to the game, man.
Yeah.
In
That's basically what happened.
In
The bag.
2011, LD
Yeah.
held this big event because I attended. I can remember now because I attended. It was I think a celebration of his 15th year in music or 10th year in music. I know it's just it's a landmark year though. And if you go look at the event today, I'm sure it will still be on Google. It had like everybody relevant in the music industry at that time. Now, if you think about it now, imagine an event like that happening in 2025. Imagine how it would be. It's going to be like very, very fragmented. Like it's not going
which senior person that has been in the game for say 10 years can bring everybody together?
Everybody together is very, very.
Oh, I know somebody who's been in the game, and I use the word game loosely now, that can bring everybody together. In fact, it does.
Who's that?
He does it at his white party at the end of the year. His name is Tony Elumelu.
I know you're going to say.
Drop a bomb for Tony Elumelu. Do you understand? That is where we are now. That only billionaires can bring everybody together. That's where we are. You know, the game's that messed up, man. The game's that messed up. Just saying.
At least we enjoyed the first gen and it's part of the second gen. So I'm not even complain. Anybody that's just listening to Afrobeats now, I'm sorry for you.
No, I mean, you enjoy what you enjoy. People will tell you, people that listen to music in the 80s will tell you that they enjoyed music
more than us. Yeah.
Yeah. But I will swear by that 99 era.
I'm not enjoying it though. I won't lie to you.
But I won't lie to you.
Right now.
See, that decade of 99 to 2009, bruh, we were spoiled silly.
We're actually spoiled. You're not enjoying right now?
No.
I'm not enjoying right now.
I'm not enjoying it.
Especially because it's peaked so much. Like it's in a declining state right now, right?
Decline, yeah.
Which a lot of young people don't like when you say that. What do you mean Afrobeats is in a decline? Well, bro, it is what it is.
It is. Facts. Right now, it is. It is. All right. Let's move into something equally as interesting as a conversation, right?
Okay.
The Lagos E1 electric powerboat race is holding right now. As a matter of fact, this is day 3. I think it held from the 3rd of October. Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why didn't you go?
I think something happened. I don't know. I had some commitments, so I couldn't just go.
Yeah. It's just because how I get a lot of invites. Like people don't know that I've traveled. Like I'm no longer in Lagos, and I just keep getting like, oh, what's up? Oh, Steve wants to do blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, cool, sharp. I'll try and be there. You know, but it's interesting. It's good to see. You know, if something like this happen, you know, I want it better packaged in terms of like the delivery, how you sell this to Lagosians to say, oh, this happened and this is what it brought to the city in terms of the economic activities or whatever happens. Like if these things happen, I don't want it to just happen and just go like that. I want a conversation around it. I want the government or the organizers or people who ensure that this was hosted in Lagos to tell us the impact that it made. This is how you enhance and keep this is how you set an agenda to say, this is how it helped us in Lagos. This is how it contributed to the economy. These are stuff that I want to hear. It's not just about hosting it, which is good. How does it help? How has it enhanced what we want to do in Lagos and stuff like that?
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people made money from even certain how businesses helped and all of that. Yeah. Propaganda well.
And secondly, how do we use this to improve our waterways, our transportation, water logistics? More important, like these are conversations that it shouldn't just end with hosting. Because
how do we build on this? Yeah,
how do we build on this? It's not by color grading the water in the videos that we are seeing. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to help anybody.
Excuse me.
This is Lagos. Hosting it is already good enough.
Lagos water
There's no need to.
When last time in Lagos, when you come to Lagos, you see the water. It's
Okay, for
blue.
those who
Okay.
don't know what we're talking about,
No,
we're talking about the E1 Lagos GP, right? It is the African edition of the UIM E1 World Championship, right? It's taking place in Lagos from the 3rd to 5th of October. The event marks the debut of E1 racing on the African continent, hosted in partnership with the Lagos State Government. What is the UIM E1 series? It is an all-electric international offshore powerboat racing series. So they raced across the lagoon. So if you're on the island, if you are on the which bridge, you can actually no. If you are even on Osborne, right, you can actually see it if you're on
Yeah.
Osborne Road. Yeah, if you some residences in Ukoyi, you can actually see it. So it was quite interesting. The footage I saw, actual racing going on. However, so what happens in Lagos now, or in Nigeria now, is very funny. Any event that happens, anything that happens that kind of promotes tourism, if the Lagos state government or any other government, federal government is pushing it, it gets immediate pushback from anti-government personalities or people who aren't happy with the government. It's
Yeah.
two buckets. It's three buckets basically: pro-government, anti-government, and people like us who think both are stupid. Right? That's basically that.
See,
Those
don't
are the
look.
three. Maybe the
Yeah.
fourth bucket is people that don't even know what's going on and they have life to life.
They don't know
right?
that. They don't even know there's a bucket. For
Yes,
them.
that's
which is very fine, and
which, my brother.
Bro,
we self
bro.
we self we're in that bucket in other scenarios.
exactly.
Plenty scenarios.
So it's being promoted by those who are pro Lagos, right? Because it's in partnership with Lagos State Government. There's a video that has been pushed out that most of these curating handles, cultural handles are pushing. And the water looks very much like the video looks so graded that the water looks blue. That someone said they poured what's the name of that? No, not Omo. The name of that thing we used to blue, yeah,
It's
the blue.
Call it blue. That's what it
blue, yeah.
reminded me of, because my school uniform was white. You know, when you add when
Why do you
that
people
touch
put
of
blue? Why do people put blue in white?
Oh,
Why?
it
What's
just,
wrong
I
with you
don't know,
people?
it just makes it gives it this off color. I don't know, it's just
I mean, we used to put it in
especially when
colored
it's
clothes.
silk. No,
We used to put it in colored
white.
clothes. Why? What? So I will come to school and your clothes is meant to be white, and I'll see one guy and then it's tinted blue. Then I'm like, it's meant for
Tinted
colored
blue,
clothes.
just-
What is wrong with you?
Yeah, it's good.
Na
It's
style,
good.
na
No,
style,
it's
na
really
style.
fashionable. It's style.
So
style.
someone said they poured blue dye. That's what we're talking
Yes.
about because it's basically dye.
Eh,
They
but-
poured blue dye in the water. But you know what's
You
funny?
don't-
Once the
Yeah.
speedboat passes through, right?
You
You don't
see
see
the
the brown,
splash.
the brown water is splashed.
They're not allowed setting. They're not allowed setting.
You know,
Yeah,
it's incredible. Then
It
other
reminds me-
stories started coming up. Yeah, Ayo, go ahead.
No, don't continue. When you finish, I'll just make a remark.
Okay, then if other stories started coming up that why is Lagos State even hosting this thing when Lagos State cannot even get the basics right? Then people started putting up like infographics and messages around how Lagos is one of the least livable cities in the world, right? There's a report by the Economist Intelligence Unit, which is a subunit from the Economics magazine itself, right? That states that Lagos is the sixth livable city in the world, right? And 173 cities were ranked in this, basically in this poll, right? 173 countries, and Lagos then ranked around 100 and in 2024. In 2024, Lagos ranked at 170. As a matter of fact, right? So according to reports of the 2024 version of the ranking, Lagos was ranked 170th out of 173, which is basically fourth from the bottom, livable city in the world. This should be shocking to everybody. But is it really shocking? If you're a resident in Lagos and you grew up in Lagos all your life, it would be shocking to you. If you are someone that frequents Lagos once in a while, it might not be shocking to you. Like for me, right? I grew up in Lagos all my life, so I thought Lagos is like every typical city. And I thought, okay, cities in the West are a bit different because they're just a bit advanced. But like everything, like everybody should have their own borehole. Everybody should have their own, I didn't feel like everybody should have their own generator. But like you're looking at it holistically and in retrospect now, right? You don't understand how messed up something is until you take a step back and really take it into
an overview. Yeah.
So there's that. Of course, this ranking was done across 5 different things. So 30 things in 5 buckets. stability, healthcare, culture and environment, education, and infrastructure. And that's how they did this ranking. So that was the 2024 rank. I'm happy to tell you that a 2025 rank has been ranking report has been released, and Lagos has now jumped up 2 places, and we are now ranked 168 out of 173.
You say we know the work for Lagos. What do you
Yeah,
mean?
round of applause. Round of applause. So we are now ranked 168 in 2025. I can give you the scores, right? So overall, we're ranked 43.5, stability 30.0, healthcare 37.5, culture and environment, interestingly, 54.4, education
there you go, sis.
41.7, infrastructure 53.6. So again, 30 indicators in these 5 categories. Least livable city, we rank 168 out of 173, right? Now, the title least livable city in the world sounds very funny if you consider all the cities in the world, right? Like you can't tell me, like you say, oh, Lagos is least city in the world and it ranks 168 out of 170. Okay, where's Kano? Where's Jigawa? Again, no shots to my people in those areas,
Are those
but you get
places
my point.
classified as city? Are they classified as city?
Exactly. So the way they did the ranking was global significant cities, right? Where expatriates or people who are internationally collected or economically important, you understand? Those were the cities that were picked. And that's why they picked only 173 cities. So this is not, when I mean a global ranking, this is not all the cities in the world. It's just like cities where people like expatriates who basically visit. So I then did another ranking, and shout out to research unit of GPT. I did another ranking as it compares to like other African cities. So Lagos again ranked amongst the lowest in Africa, followed by Harare, which is slightly better than Lagos, Cairo, which is better than Lagos, Nairobi, and then Johannesburg. So again, I get why people will get mad and say, oh, okay, Lagos is like, we should be fixing the country, Lagos state government. How much did you spend in bringing E1 electric powerboat race to the city? Do you understand my points? Yeah. Like, I get why people can get mad.
And it makes sense. It makes so much sense. It makes so much sense because this was the same conversation that was had about Brazil, and it was true. Brazil came, hosted the World Cup, spent a lot of money.
Yeah, there were questions.
Yes,
and
raised. Yes, decade after, it turned out to be something the country didn't need to do.
They said there's only one stadium that can host the Brazil games.
Bro, they spent a lot of money on the infrastructure for the World Cup, and after the World Cup, everything was led to decay. There was corruption. Government officials used the opportunity to siphon money. And that's why I let me go back to what I said at the beginning of this conversation about the hosting of this event is, what is the purpose? What's the agenda? Let's take the World Cup, for example. If we take the hosting of the World Cup in Qatar and hosting of the World Cup in Brazil, in conversation, we can see the difference in the approach. The Qatar, it was like an agenda-driven purpose. Like there's a purpose, there's a reason. They needed that attention, the exposure.
They needed the soft power.
And the soft power. It was deliberate. Exactly. Yeah. It was deliberate. And you can see what happens with them hosting boxing matches, UFC events. It's just like deliberate. They have something. Exactly. Yeah. It's not about hosting and just, in name and getting pride in hosting. Hosting is a very capital intensive initiative and adventure. What is the result you are chasing? What is the result you are chasing? Are you taking the investment, or maybe whatever you get from the investment, the return on investment, and putting into investment into our waterways, into our water logistics, or whatever? What is the agenda? What's the purpose? That is not. Let it not just be a vanity project that just make you feel good for 4 days and you move on. That's why I keep asking, what is the purpose? And that's what we have to establish.
Yeah. So, going back to what I wanted to say, if the water was not good and it had to be treated, that was no problem. We saw how Paris struggled to have their own. I've forgotten that place in Paris where they wanted to swim, and they had to treat that place like 4 or 5 times, and it wasn't even ready for the Olympics. That's not an issue. So you could work on that. Like Steve said, what does this point to for Lagos? Right? There's a reason why Dubai is doing a lot of spending in bringing a lot of expatriates and a lot of foreign professionals in. Rio Ferdinand recently moved from England to I think he's in Qatar now or in Dubai. Yes, he has moved his family to Dubai, and I know that is for a reason. That is for a reason. They want to do a lot of sports washing to make sure that they know that oil can't last long again. So they need to use a power of tourism and commerce to bring people over to their city and make it a global destination. Now, Dubai and Lagos are light and day. I mean, light and darkness. In Lagos hasn't done the fundamentals, and that's the issue. We keep building on broken structures or structures that are not even there in the first place and expect us to be Las Vegas or New York or Tokyo overnight. It doesn't work that way. So inviting people who say you want to do E1 is fantastic. Hey, people are coming in to come and see the Lagos culture, Lagos vibe and everything. But a state that can't still give people pipe-borne water is a problem. In a state where there's no urban and regional planning, there's a problem. And if we don't fix that, we're just dancing to the gallery at the end of the day. So yes, it looks good. It's a nice initiative. But what is the greater thing? Are we solving the fundamental problems in Lagos? If no, bro, this is just papering over the cracks again.
Very well said, Ayo, right? This agenda works when systems work.
Yeah, simple.
Yeah.
Simple.
You know, what is ironic is we're having a waterways, event, and just a few days ago, the whole city, or at least a chunk of the city,
is the thing. That's the thing.
was submerged in this same water.
Yeah. He also goes to our president unveiling the refurbished National Arts Theatre. What is the plan for that? I know the National Arts Theatre is surrounded by a very, very crime-ridden place. This is not a place where people can just say, well, let's go and let's have events there. Is there security there? At the end of the day, then what is not the way? What are the programs there for the National Theatre? Are we going to put National Theatre and we're not going to do anything again? How are we revamping arts and culture in this country? These are the key questions. It's not just by building every edifice or just refurbishing them. What is the plan at the end of the day?
Very, very important question. Anyways, for those who always ask, including me, what is happening in Gombe State and what's happening here and there.
Shout out to Gomes.
Anyways, congratulations are in order for our first lady of the country, who recently raised over 22 billion naira for the renovation of our National Library. She has been conferred with the title of Sarauniya Yaki, the Queen Warrior of Akko Emirates in Gombe State. Round of applause again to our First Lady of the country. In other news, other very interesting and equally important news, a lady who recently attempted or announced that she will be attempting a sex marathon by engaging with 100 men in 24 hours, has been named ambassador of the Lagos Anti-Drug Agency. Okay, barely a week after a lady, content creator, she describes herself, Ayomikposi Mandikis Oluwadanhusi, barely a week after she trended for her controversial Guinness World Record stunts, she's basically been made an ambassador, guys. All right. Premium Times, I'm reading this from Premium Times, by the way. They recently learned that Mandy Case earlier announced via Instagram that she would attempt a sex marathon by engaging with 100 men in 24 hours. The announcement generated widespread buzz on social media, prompting the Eselu of Iselu Kingdom, Akintude Akinyemi, to petition the governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, to order her arrest and subject her to a drug test. First of all, that is wild. That somebody went on Instagram and said, hey man, she wants to have sex with 100 men in 24 hours, and then a whole monarch, yes, thank you, had to go and petition the state governor. Imagine the kind of petitions Sanwo-Olu receives every week.
If I don't tire, and she not commit a crime, so why she should be arrested?
Anyways, Mandy Kiss later backtracked and admitted that the announcement wasn't genuine, but is stunt to revive her declining social media engagements. 2 days later, after retracting her claim, she was unveiled as a brand ambassador for Lagos State's Kick Against Drug and Substance Abuse, LASCADA. You know, I love Lagos State. No matter what it is, right? No matter the agency, they will find a way to get that acronym going.
No, that acronym bangs. What, bro? That acronym was bang. No,
Do you understand? This one is the latest one, and this one is crazy. It's Lagos State's Kick Against Drug and Substance Abuse, LASCADA.
Wow,
Okay, so she's been unveiled as a brand ambassador for the campaign. The State Commissioner for Youth and Social Development, Mobolaji Ogunlende, disclosed this in a statement on his X page on Tuesday. Okay, Mr. Ogunlende stated that after a petition was filed for her arrest, the state government reviewed her subsequent explanations and acted promptly. So hold on, a petition was filed for her arrest because she announced that she wanted to have sex with 100 men in 24 hours. Okay. Anyways, he said that this further flourishes when it listens. That the society flourishes when it listens, engages, and reshapes its future with compassion and purpose. Okay? Yeah. We wish everybody the best here. We wish LASCADA the best. We wish the commissioner the best. We wish Mandikis the very best. Just wanted to put that out there. Yeah. You guys want to listen to the audio or you want to move on?
I don't know which one is funnier. This lady becoming an ambassador for anti-drug campaign,
why would we want to listen to the audio?
Naira Marley appearing in the office of the NDLA to speak about the drug abuse.
That Naira Marley was hilarious, man. I know why it was hilarious for me. He was literally beside Buba Mara. Like, not, you understand? Like, ex-military guy. You understand?
And they tried denying it, that, you just came for a visit. No, when you people announced it at the end of the day.
Oh, they tried denying it?
Yeah, they're like, no, he just came for a visit or something like that. I'm like, but he's with your boss. Your boss took a photo with him.
It's crazy. It is crazy. Somebody tweeted, of course, happy birthday, Nigeria. We weren't able to wish Nigeria happy birthday. So round of applause to Nigeria.
That's true. Yeah.
Happy Independence Day to everybody who is from the green, white, green. Someone tweeted, Independence Day in a few days, and we are bigger slaves than we were in 1960. Someone quoted the tweet and said, if Oyibo comes with ship to pack people as slaves right now, they won't believe their eyes. Another person tweeted that tweet about someone bringing their own chains because he doesn't want to hear that chain has finished.
I get my own chain. No, I must enter this boat.
Oh my God.
Everything is play.
Oh my God. Hilarious. Steve, you want to say something?
I used to joke back then that, like the slave trade, during the slave trade, right? Like families would be happy they escaped like people who capture slaves, right? Like maybe after every raid, people will come out and be celebrating that they've escaped. Then centuries later, the descendants of the guys who escaped are now angry that their descendants did not get captured.
Oh man, that is hilarious. That is hilarious. Just on my doom scrolling on Twitter, I stumbled upon someone's tweets, which led me to a Substack write-up. Her name is Mofinyufolua O, and she wrote an article titled "Beat the Pussy Up, No Foreplay," on the decentering of female sexual pleasure in pop culture and real life. It's a really good write-up that discusses how in music, rappers and even Nigerian Afrobeat artists now promotes the fact of not having foreplay with a woman before they have any sexual intercourse with the woman. And yeah, it's a really good write-up. I would like you guys to read it, and we can discuss it later. I would love our fans to also read it and discuss it. it's funny how we might not take things like this seriously, but then you start to think, right? How much does pop culture influence the way we think, the way we act? And it might not be us, right, at this age anymore, but like younger generations, they are easily influenced. I'll give you an example. Let's take it back to when we were really young. And we can definitely say pop culture, influenced the way we dressed. You can agree to that, right, Steve?
Definitely.
If you do agree to how it influenced how we dressed, then it definitely did influence how we thought about some things.
Not how we
Right.
have not how we had sex, because that was not something that was based on interaction of the person we're having sex with, not on our relationship with any rapper. Like, so let me put it this way: the dynamics of sex that these rappers have is different from my own dynamics, right? They're having the sex from a different position, like a way domineering, and I would say there's an exchange. Not even, it might not necessarily be money, but this is a star, this is a superstar, or this is a rapper, this is a famous person having sex with a girl, right? The power dynamics is different. It's different when I'm having sex with my girlfriend because I have to please her. I want to please her. So the dynamics is just definitely different. So I don't think it influences. It can influence it in that way.
So I understand what you're saying, right? And I get it, right? Because the power dynamics are different. However, that's not how influence works. Influence works with what you see, what you hear repeatedly, and then you start to assume that position yourself. So it does not necessarily now lead to like a normal behavior. It can get a pushback and then you change your behavior on that, right? And I'm not necessarily picking on this same topic. This can, because even like and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why this didn't even affect us that much, because this kind of topics when discussed in music,
culture, from when in music, yeah,
like in the 90s, right? In terms of like sexual like discussions and all that, it was limited, right? And even what we were even witnessing was in a different way, right? You like the R&B was different from the R&B now. The R&B that was done back then was men trying to please women. I'll make love to you like you want me. Now it's bit of pussy up. Do you understand? Like it's different. Chris Brown singing.
Chris Brown ruined R&B.
The kind of R&B that is being done now is quite different. So I would say we were even trained, so to say, right, or influenced rather, with a different style. But I just mentioned fashion because that was like one of the things. But you can mention, but
to your point too, people like you have sex to old R&B tapes, like records, right? You can't do that with the new R&B.
No, you can't. You can't. Now, who is it? Is it? You can't. You can't.
It's true.
So stuff like that. But I will tell you some of the negative things that we did pick up was like the popularization of the word bitch is through hip hop, especially in Nigeria.
Yes,
it's hip hop.
Yeah, it's hip hop.
And there's a few other things like that. Ayo, I know you were out for a minute, but there's this article that a lady put up on her Substack, published it on October 2025. It's called "Beat the Pussy Up, No Foreplay" on the decentering of female sexual pleasure in pop culture and real life, right? And so she now breaks down. Funny enough, she said she was. Let me read this part. I love to wash my hair on Saturdays. The tenacity on my tiny afro means detangling and washing it is a full day's activity best accompanied with music. Being born and raised in Lagos, I have always had an appetite for Nigerian music in any shape or form. My playlist is full of legendary P-Square, who ruled the 2000s, all the way down to Lagbaja, an Afrobeat genius down to Olamide, an indigenous Yoruba rapper. Like I said, quite the appetite. A relatively recent development on the Nigerian music scene is the rise of Altair. The alternative musicians are innovative and progressive, a breath of fresh air. The song Altair Cruise by Odusi the Engine featuring King Zamir and Santi is one of the classic tunes essential to the culture. She says she's shampooing and singing along to the lyrics when Zamir's verse starts, and I'm hit by the line, skip the foreplay, beat the pussy, and that's done. She said I pause, not because of the shock value of the lyric or its tiny veiled vulgarity, which I secretly enjoy. No, I pause because of the familiarity of this rhetoric in the music I listen to. Davido, right? On one of his records on Coolest Kid in Africa, right? Remember that record with
Nasty.
Nasty C, right? He said what? Straight to the foreplay, straight to it, no foreplay. Remember when he raps that, right? In the middle of his verse, right? He literally screams, you know, and then she starts to recount like every other record. Funny enough, we talked about Chris Brown. There's a Chris Brown record here, Girl You Like, where it says, but I swear this time no foreplay, right? Lil Wayne also says, beat that pussy up, no foreplay. There's so many references she then puts there that she breaks down how these things can literally influence like young men.
Alter your mind. Yeah.
And we've seen the power of influence in women as well. The kind of music women listen to. Kim Kardashian alone can be a whole
That's
study,
a whole semester.
you know, and so on and so forth. So I just wanted to put that out there. We'll share this in the show notes for you guys to check out.
It's a very, I like this kind of like thoughts provoking conversation because I'm thinking about it now. Like, okay, it's a this kind of behavior. Is it like, is it abusive? Is it like what's the
commodification?
Do you understand?
Sex, basically, yeah.
It's the commodification of sex. Is it abuse? Is it negative?
It's not, but I don't. It's not. I won't say it's abuse, but I will believe it's not ideal. Like, what's the topic again?
What the topic was? It's on the decentering of female pleasure, sexual pleasure in pop culture and real life.
Okay, pop culture.
It's basically decentering women's pleasure in the process of sex. Yes.
Yeah, I understand that. And see, listen, you guys know I'm an advocate of everybody should partner with their equal. You guys know, like I always talk about it because I understand that people want to be very comfortable in life. Women want to be taken care of, but there are things that come with being in a relationship where you are clearly how do I put it? What word do I use? Like you are partnering with somebody, like the power dynamics here, right? Because if the power dynamics is very okay and there's something like you guys see each other as equal, you should be able to also put your own terms in terms of what you want from sex. But the problem most times, especially with these rappers and these pop culture guys, these musicians, is because they're talking from a power dynamics where they can just do what they want and move on.
Yeah,
do you get? You know, so that's why I'm very advocate of partnering with your equal, like, you know, so that you'll be able to state your own terms and move on like that. You know, that's just it. But it's a very thought-provoking article and conversation.
These are the articles that I like to read on music, not
Yep. Something deeper than what everybody is just going after.
Yeah.
And it comes from the consumption and understanding of the culture. If you've not listened to a lot of music, this thing it will not pop into your brain to say, okay, let me start this conversation. So I respect the people who have this conversation a lot because it shows that they put in a lot of time and effort into listening. You know, they're not just skimming through it, according to Jay-Z. You know.
No, I agree. All right, man. Should we go for a break? Then when we come back, we'll do the rest.
Always there for a break.
You're always there for a break. Why are you always there for a break?
The stamina is not stamina.
Because it's good. Psychologically, you get your interest spike every time there's a break in something. Do you get? So once there's a break, it refreshes.
Steve is like all those guys. Should we go that went to school when they were old? You understand? Like maybe went to take one course or something. Should we go for a break, guys? Yes. Let's go.
It's very good now because it energizes you to come back and
All right, fair enough.
The fuck is happening? Niggas wanna sample me. Niggas stuck in the peas cause the bitches wanna snap on me. Or better pump it. I'm sorry, I had to go sacking them. Dig a few bang a nigga, I got major bangs on it. But pump an ajari, decided don't sell any pot. From anybody, my community, daddy, straight down pocket, I want to bust. Niggas said the fly, but I'm the only shit that fly around. I'm getting the money, I'm killing the show, so I'm kako beja roundabout. I bought me my topic banana, me my ruler cool. Market I just called about a week ago. Any fucking night, you know we can go. Then we do this money does, we pan zero go. circle. Calife ba wọn jà, wọ́n rí wa tábọ̀ lọ́kàn àwọn wèrè wọ́n sáwọ̀ jà. We kill snakes in my circle, wọ́n mi gan ní fẹ́kù. A máa jẹjẹ ní no fish in my circle.
I got kings in my circle, queens in my circle, only real niggas, no fake G's in my circle.
We go hard in my circle, ain't care, not just circle. In the week, my harbor went gold, no circle.
Yeah, Jim, what do okay? See how we put tell me, I go Simon, what do okay? See how we put tell me, I bring up from on echo guy, I get change the color, yeah, real G's in my circle, I get change the color, yeah. Money makes the world go round. Money make all the bad bitches pull up. My name, I tell one day, me, I go moonwalk. You know a nigga real, I'm walk what you talk. Now, when I'm at the city, come a good luck. Oh, now I come to bang it from the gut to New York. Oh, now my son, I'm to say, Cabo Ice Lock. Oh, and if you love me for money, eat it too dumb, boy. Eh? Oh, cause I'm real in my circle. Nowadays, so alive, no more tears in my circle. Now, Quaba don't my circle. Cashing on my circle. I had you looking for me. When I got you, I'm on a go-go. And they don't know your baby, the reason, no, say Koli Iga Fuga Wagon I ain't connect when she only one the east of my circle. Street in my circle, I check you off for my Okas a beast in my circle. I got kings in my circle, queens in my circle, only real niggas, no fake G's in my circle.
We go hard in my circle, ain't care, not just circle. In the week my harbor went gold, no circle.
Yeah, Jim, what do okay? See how we put tell me, I go Simon, what do okay? See how we put tell me, I bring up from on echo guy, I get change the color, yeah, real G's in my circle, I get change the color, yeah.
I'm a color show a private jet, I'm on him bound jet, be sure to batu. I'm a side of a and come on. I did carry your baby every day, but my nigga, I don't care. She more janani, I became me, I'm a renegade. Get the pussy up, papa. Mama for Slara. Ha, mo para, come similar. Go raw in this beach, bedroom ninja. If your nigga get crazy, so long con you wincha. Over shit free some, made a kiss a snitcher. Fino feko like a tele obago, ginger.
I'm touching life, come on, boozy gospel singer. I push him when I cook one nigga was left winger. So my man on a beach, and I could the best team, huh? The hate, deep by and give me the finger. I wanna be better, man. I bottom me wanna be who my son and me see. Come up, balo hakona key. Look, nigga, I'll come on a man niggas and they major man niggas. I don't fuck with your niggas. I got kings in my circle, queens in my circle, only real niggas, no fake G's in my circle.
We go hard in my circle, ain't care, not just circle. In the week my harbor went gold, no circle.
Got the monster, better for my name I can't talk. My put your seats up. Got the monster, better for my name I can't talk. My put your seats up. I got kings in my circle, queens in my circle, only real niggas, no fake G's in my circle.
We go hard in my circle, ain't care, not just circle. In the week my harbor went gold, no circle.
Yes, yo. We are back. The boys are back. The boys are back. Ayo, can you give our listeners a peek into what we will be discussing on Thursday? You're on mute. I hope when you are at the live show, you're not on mute.
Amen. I will not be on mute in a live show in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Drop a bomb for Jesus Christ.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's Jesus Christ. He can handle it. What's your problem?
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, on Thursday, we'll be talking about how hip-hop influenced Afrobeats, or how it paved the way for Afrobeats. And it is a topic that a lot of people have said, but a lot of people have not defined it properly or fleshed it out or really thought about it from an historical point of view, cultural point of view, aesthetics, the different kind of levels to it. And we'll be breaking it down piece by piece, definitely, in a way that only us can do, because now we sabi this thing well. Not to toot our own horn, but a lot of things you've never heard before will be heard on that, during that live show. So please come and listen very, very well. It will be recorded so you can listen to it over and over again. Believe me, it is a collector's item. This is the shit. This is the real reason. Yes. If you want to see how Afrobeats can get to an intellectual level, then this is the live show for you.
Thank you very much. Yes, a lot of lead researching will be done by the lead researcher himself, Mr. Steve. And we can promise results will not vary. All right, before we go into this week in history, brought to you or brought to us by Archiving, I want to give a shout out to Shari, right? Friend of the show. And if I must say, the number one Arsenal football club fan I know right now. She's even a bigger fan than Steve. Like, her text right now on Twitter looks like her Twitter looks like a football Twitter account. Like your
Yeah, shout
typical
out to her.
football Twitter account that just tweets about football, like a football club, right?
She's in football Twitter, 100%.
Yeah, she's like and I didn't see this transition, right? Funny enough that Shari told us to play the Lai Wasabi song the other day,
Song,
Mr.
yeah.
Richard song, right? Because she is if you look at it, right, she used to be like a Mr. Richard. Because she used to tell us, hey man, see, Stanbic has these great mutual funds. You guys don't miss out on it. And she used to sell it. It used to be in her Twitter bio. And she used to sell it that hard. I remember me carrying my laptop, showing her my net worth. Oh, Shari, how do I, and then she gave me some really good tips on what to do, etc, etc. So shout out to Shari. I just say, anytime I see her tweet, she's like full football Twitter. Matter of fact, she was even the one that let me know there's an agenda going on with Florian Wirtz now. The Liverpool.
Of course, the PRO agenda, Abi.
Bro, it's crazy.
He reached West on and then begin give us thesis.
It's crazy. For those who don't know, Florian Wirtz is he's a German footballer who plays for Liverpool Football Club. Recently got signed.
Most expensive.
Yeah, most expensive signing in Premiership, I believe.
No, it's like Isaac now.
Okay, it's Isaac. Okay, in Liverpool. Well, it's Isaac now, but before Isaac, it was him. Lots of money, and he hasn't scored a goal or assisted a goal in 7 games. And then
Twitter football terminology, 007.
You're titled 007. That is 0 goals and assists, so 0-0 in 7 games, right? It was Jadon Sancho of Manchester Football Club was first branded the first he's the inaugural 007, right?
Yes.
And so other players have
that's wild.
Yeah. So if you don't score a goal and assist in your first 7 games of being signed to a football club, they brand you as 007. And sadly, it happened to Florian Wirtz. But as soon as that agenda started by football Twitter, we just started seeing like a flurry of PR, pro Florian Wirtz PR.
Distance that he has run, chances that he has created in the position.
You understand? It was so crazy. They had to go and pull our beloved Thierry Henry, who has a freaking statue, and pull him in and say he didn't score a goal or assist in his first 7 games as well. And then they did a list of that was the Athletic, which I'm like, the PR is serious. Like Liverpool, whoever you hired as PR, doubles the pay. Double the pay now. Like, take them. If you guys don't have them on retainer, sign them on retainer right now. It's crazy. But I just want to give a shout out to Shari. I'll enjoy her football Twitter. She's a big Arsenal fan. She also says, she and Rashman, another friend of the show, said that you don't support Arsenal enough when I'm dissing Arsenal on the pod.
Who, me?
Steve has 2 clubs. Yes. Steve is supporting another club again now. He won't just tell you.
That's what they said. Anyways,
make Atasha win first. That's when you know whether I'm the bigger fan or not.
I gotta give it to Arsenal this season. It's looking like they're going to get it.
Champions elect.
Bro, somebody gets injured. They have 2 people sitting on the bench. Like Ateta is like mini, manny, mo. The other has a donkey. Like, do you understand? So many people to bring in. He's bringing in people that are scoring. Trossard and Martinelli are benchers now, like solid bench. I looked at their bench yesterday. I'm like, what is this bench? Used to be starters last season, 2 seasons ago. Declan Rice comes in from the bench, and he rotates, and that's what I was telling you guys in the group this morning. He's found a way to rotate the midfield now. That whoever starts in the midfield, you guys are good.
Stay fluid, yeah.
Brings in Zubimendi yesterday, and he's the one that starts the attack for the goal.
First goal, yeah.
So Odegaard, you're injured, Zubimendi, you're there. Oh, no, Nogard, you're there. Like, no, it's good. I'm impressed. Okay, this week in history, on October 10, 2002, not so long ago, the International Court of Justice ruled that the Bakassi Peninsula belonged to Cameroon, not Nigeria, basing its decision on colonial-era treaties between Britain and Germany. The judgment ended 8 years of legal proceedings, but ignited anger in Nigeria, where many saw Bakassi's people as Nigerian and rejected the ruling. Nigeria initially resisted compliance, citing the rights of the local population, but mounting international pressure led to the 2006 Green Tree Agreement signed by President Olusegun Obasanjo and Paul Biya, which outlined a peaceful handover. Nigeria formally withdrew its troops and administration in 2008, transferring control to Cameroon. how big, geographically, how big is Bakassi Peninsula?
It's big enough for it to have had a senator. I
For it
believe.
to it's very big. Oh.
For it to have had a senator, it must have been big.
Hmm.
That was one of the legacies of Obasanjo, because he reportedly just gave that up. He didn't press enough. I don't know how I don't know how true that is, but I think I've seen it somewhere. It was also the narrative at that time from like commentators. But it was a big loss though. I
I
remember.
also heard that people in Bakassi see themselves as Nigerians and not Cameroonians. I don't know how true that is. So,
Bro, it's not even Bakassi. As deep as Bamenda, like if that the English speaking, if you go, if you're entering Cameroon, English speaking part of Cameroon, they are very, I won't say they see themselves as Nigeria, but it's Nigeria pop culture from music to everything. Yeah.
Yeah, they broke out from Nigeria and went to Cameroon in the 60s or something like that.
Sorry?
Yeah, there was a part of Nigeria that broke out in the 60s or something that now met, it was some, I think his party was called something of the Cameroons, and I think that part broke out and they moved, they absorbed to Cameroon. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, in terms of location, the Bakassi Peninsula sits at the extreme eastern end of Nigeria's coastline, right? So where the Cross River meets the Gulf of Guinea. It forms the border between Nigeria's Cross River and Cameroon's southwest region. In terms of area size, right, you have different people reporting breakdown of estimates. The ICJ, International Court of Justice, reports it around 665 kilometers square, right? That's it. Nigerian government archives, it estimates it at about 1,000 kilometers square, and the CIA World Fact Book, or the U.S. Department of State, says it's between 700 and 1,000 meters square. Right, so realistically, it's around 750 kilometers square. So it's about the size of Singapore in context. So I can understand why you want to retain that. Do you understand? But that is not even the most important thing, right? In terms of geographic and economic context, the terrain is largely mangrove swamp, creeks, and basically. So you're like, okay. But population estimated between 150 and 300. That's a lot of people to tax. I'm just saying. Then the most important,
resources,
rich in fisheries and believed to have offshore oil and gas deposits. A key reason it became geopolitically significant, which I'm sure is the key thing. If you didn't have those things, like who gives a fuck?
Nobody will send.
You understand?
I remember, I think Florence Itagiwatsu got popular. She got popular.
That is what, for me, that is how I discovered her. Yeah. Later finding out that she was Dele Giwa's first wife, bro. That day I remember where I was in train off to work, and I was just listening, and I was just reading it, and I said, wait, what? I had to pause, come to the group and say, guys, did you know this? And some of the guys already knew. I think Odion knew, and everybody was just like, oh, you didn't know this. I'm like, I had no idea this woman was once married to, the famously known and, killed journalist. Anyways.
Married for less than a year, Sha. Less than a year.
Did they have any children together?
Nope.
Okay. Interesting. Anyways, that is what happened this week in history.
Sorry, quick one.
Yes, sir.
Based on what I said earlier, Northern Cameroons integrated with Northern Nigeria on June 1st, 1961, where Southern Cameroons decided to join Cameroon on October 1st, 1961.
Yeah. Interesting. You guys can check more interesting facts on archiving. Nigeria's history one search away. Yep. Explore thousands of digitized newspapers, magazines, and transcripts from politics to pop culture. The past is yours. And of course, Samson Toromade, who leads. What's his official role at archiving? Let me check his LinkedIn.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
I know he's the only one that has the only one that does hair in archiving, Sha.
And why are you dissing my man, man? Why are you dissing my man?
I'm not dissing him now. He's the only one that braids hair in archiving now. He's the only guy at archiving that braids his hair.
That braids his hair. Look, he's a
and
fine
goes on
man.
national TV with braided hair in 2025.
You're just acting like an old Nigerian.
Yeah,
Of
old
course.
man.
Just
Yeah.
imagine that. Just imagine like going on, switching on your TV in 1999 and seeing if a guy with braided hair doing commentary on national affairs.
He has to be an artist who crossed over.
Exactly.
Or you're watching a show that the lead character is crazy.
Exactly.
First of all, the TV,
Yeah, we'll give it.
First of all, the TV station is never bringing you.
The producer is you're not making it. You're not making it to the.
You're not getting to that studio.
The only people that make it to the interview is the entertainment section, which was in the
It's the
afternoon.
entertainment section, which was in the afternoon. Nobody
But
is
hardcore politics.
Morning, Saturday morning show. It's not possible.
It's not possible. So yeah,
See,
you can
man.
give it to us that we've grown, we've evolved also, you know.
Let me tell you
So
something.
that's-
Nigeria is a wild place, man.
Very wild, bro.
Nigeria is a wild
Bro,
place.
I watched this was ITV Benin, the Mr. Governor, and where Mr. President,
African
right?
China, yeah.
African China. They played it during the political session, like this one of this morning TV shows in the morning
Yeah.
when they were discussing politics, and they played it and they asked the guest what he thought about. They asked the guest that was on the show what he thought about the song. The guy said he couldn't get past the guy's hair. He said he didn't think anything about the song. I swear. He said he couldn't get past the guy. There's not somebody that
Nigeria
has
was
that
so
kind of hair that will be passing that kind of message. I swear he said it. I can remember
Nigerians
that.
are so
day.
judgmental. Nigerians are so
So
judgmental.
judgmental.
Let me tell you something. Everybody that is trying to be a creative now, in this era,
Bro,
just thank God for all the people that carried this weight in the 90s. Because if they look the way you look now, they were considered mad, broke, and useless in the community.
Exactly.
This is what led to the entertainment desk in media houses being the bottom barrel now.
Yes, now.
It's bottom barrel now. They never took you seriously now. They never took you seriously now. Yeah.
You were never taken seriously.
You're never taken seriously.
You see the political desk, serious. Even maritime, serious. Everybody serious.
Oil and gas.
They even had to separate art and culture from entertainment. So because art and culture is like
it's still a bit touche.
It's still a bit touche. It doesn't consider entertainment.
Actually, that's true, man. Entertainment is the bottom barrel.
It's the bottom barrel, man.
Oh my lord.
How things have changed. Anyway, Samson Toromade's title as archiving is storytelling and community lead.
Okay.
Storytelling and community lead. So you guys can please check out everything on archiving. I love what they did. I don't know if we discussed this last episode, but I love how they went and found every speech. No, we didn't discuss it. I have just remembered.
Yeah.
They found every speech delivered by every president stroke heads of states, and then they compared everything. Bro,
And the same
I was
comparing about.
I was blown away. I'm looking for the story. I don't know how they post their stories. I see the archivist. I've seen it. Stories. Have I? I can't find it. But yeah, maybe they put it under projects. Anyways, I need to look for it. I'm going to look for it and we'll discuss it next week. What would be great is I want to know how they compared like all the speeches together. I actually want to know if they used any LLMs. Because you can take like all the speeches, feed it to the if you're using ChatGPT or whatever, let's say ChatGPT in this case, and then tell it to sync all the similarities, put every topic in buckets, and then you can start to count, which is basically what they did on their website. Did you guys check it out? Some really interactive infographics and all of that. It's amazing work they did. And then they put it in different buckets, and then you can tell, okay, corruption was most spoken about in this decade, or what was the most interesting or most popular topic across all speeches that were delivered from 1960 till now. It's really good stuff, shout out to them. But like Samson, or like he alluded, or like archiving alluded, is that the more things change, the more they stay the same. Same story all over and over and over. It feels like you can take one speech from one decade and then throw it into another decade, and it feels like there's no context removed. Everything just sounds or reads the same, sounds the same. Anyway, shout out to the archiving team. I think they're doing amazing stuff, and we'll continue to promote them here.
So if something is community lead, that means he's admin now, all right?
No, now.
His community lead is not the same as something as
He
admin.
just wants to WhatsApp nice. This.
Yeah. Is this not just community, it's senior admin.
Exactly.
Man, have you been in WhatsApp groups where they take this admin thing seriously?
What?
Bro,
Are
it
you
causes fight.
telling me?
Didn't it cause fight in one of this our diaspora something?
Bro, people take these things as like official titles. It's a big deal. I'm telling you. It's crazy, man. Anyways, let's keep it moving. All right, man, let's do some fan mail and get the hell out of here. This is Pezzy. Pezzy is talking about business travels and the state of things. In my last email, I mentioned I had shared the full story of my travels and the similarities I noticed across states. So let me dive into that properly. But first, listening to an older episode where you guys broke down the realities of starting a business in Nigeria, the pros and cons, I really loved how you approached it. You didn't just harp on the negatives, though we all know positives are scarce here. Instead, you gave a balanced take and brought people into a space of clear understanding. That's one of the best things I love about Loose Talk. You cover different contexts and give us perspectives we might overlook. Now, while doing business in Nigeria is amazing in some ways, people are resourceful, creative, and resilient. The environment makes it so uncertain. You start a business with a clear sense of your customer pool, but government policies and the economy keep shrinking it. The middle class is thinning out, poverty is climbing, and wealth is concentrating in fewer hands and the ultra wealthy. How long can businesses lean on a small elite market, especially when wealth levels are shifting daily? Added to that, the fact that they are, unlike in most stable countries, you are not just budgeting for operations but also for security, infrastructure, and protection. And even the police, who should safeguard you, are unreliable. You never know if you are friends or enemies sent, or if they are friends or enemies sent against you. Now, let me weave in my travels. My cousin came over from overseas for a wedding, which had us moving across states. First stop, Lagos. We hit the beach, and before we even got comfortable, guys were openly marketing drugs to us, literally walking up and saying, "How far? I get this one for you." Along the way, young boys surrounded the cars, begging for money or hustling however they could. Lagos these days feels like everywhere you turn, someone is asking for help. Bros, I beg, help me with this. I need that. The begging culture has grown so much that it's almost impossible to move around without being stopped. From Lagos, we went to Abeokuta, and that brought a new frustration. Both drivers there have basically rewritten the rules. You book a trip, see a price on the app, but once you call the driver, he tells you that's not his price. They fix their own rates, and if you don't agree, they simply won't move. For someone new to the city, it was shocking, especially because all the drivers seemed to be on it. Very few even tried to negotiate. It felt like a monopoly, and Bolt seriously needs to look into it. At the wedding in Abeokuta, where foreigners were present, the begging culture was again impossible to ignore. These guests were visibly uncomfortable, constantly approached for money. One of them told me how draining it was to walk outside and immediately be approached. One night, we went to get food late, and two people literally followed us for over 1 kilometer. One a child, the other a woman with a child strapped to her back. It was a sad reality check. Still, I'll give Abeokuta credit. The roads were well maintained, or are well maintained, and that's something to appreciate. Then we traveled to Benin, and drop a bomb for Benin first of all. Got the best governor out here. What you mean? What you mean, man? Got the best governor out here, man. Governor with the enter Gota. Ayo, has your own governor entered Gota before?
No, he is bully by the roadside. That's what our governor does.
Okay, fair enough. Anyways, Percy says the trip was refreshing. The culture there was different. As they say, Benin people get pride and pride themselves in being self-reliant. You don't see as much begging, though of course the economy is still rough, but you can tell that culturally people prefer to guide on their own. That said, poverty still exists, and it's clear the system of struggling is everywhere. All of this brought me back to setting up a business again. How do you grow and sustain a company in a place where poverty is everywhere, infrastructure is unreliable, and unpredictability is the norm? Even if you scale, you are always one shock away from setbacks. Lastly, let me touch on passports. Last year, I tried renewing mine for 10 years. In theory, it should be straightforward. Register online, capture at the office, wait your turn. In reality, stress from start to finish. Even after online registration, the office staff create roadblocks, claiming missing documents, vague instructions, anything to frustrate you. Like most Nigerians, I ended up going through a cyber cafe middleman who did everything for a fee. Then at capturing, getting a date and moving through the crowd was another stress point. After that, I was told about fast tracking. I paid extra only to still wait weeks beyond what I was promised. This is the everyday life here, and it ties right back into Ayo's classic line. I am a thief, I want to steal. Me too, I am a thief, I want to steal. Oh yeah, come, let's talk. That is the reality of the political system we have practiced till now when Nigerians wake up. Until Nigeria breaks free from leaders who prioritize their own interests above the people's, we will just keep going in circles, business, infrastructure, governance, all of that. Thank you, Giants, for always creating a space to dissect these issues. Your perspectives help us connect the dots, and your consistency makes the pod a must-week every week. Shout out to you, Pezzy, for writing a well-articulated fan mail. This should be the golden standard of fan mails, people.
I'm sure I went to Corona. I'm pretty sure you went to Corona.
What's the name of that primary school you went to again, Steve?
You, not in one in Apapa.
What's the name of that primary school you attended, Steve? Please.
Hedson Primary School.
Yeah, the one after the there's one
The
you
one
went
after
to.
Hedson.
Yes.
There's one that you don't mention.
That's wiped away from the memory.
You cannot
I'm
wipe
telling
it.
you, I've forgotten it.
Oh my god.
Still don't blow up from your mind. I don't know.
You almost cried the first time I mentioned the name of that school.
You must mention that school.
For backstory was that the school does not have primary 6, so it ends primary 5, and my dad didn't have money at that time to register me for like primary 6 exam, so they took me to a public school.
And then you go
Oh
see
my
life.
gosh.
You go see life.
Oh my god. All right, this is from another giant. This is Adeyemi Idris. Spotlight a young up and coming creator. My name is Idris, and I'm writing this fan mail here because I just entered a new phase of my life. I started making videos. So my first video, which I just dropped on YouTube, titled "This is not our parents' reality," is just basically me and a few Gen Zs together talking about the difference in reality and mindset between they and their parents or older Nigerians. I would love for you or anybody to check it out and give me feedback on what they think about it and what they think I should improve on. By the way, I've never made a video before, but I made this and edited it all by myself. So I really appreciate if anybody can check it out. I'll be putting the link under the mail. Yes, I watched the video at DME. I think for your first video, this is a good start. Like, it's a great start. It's a great start because I enjoyed watching what the people talk, or listening to the people talk. So the way he went straight to it, nice intro, interviewed people. We'll put it in the show notes for everybody listening to this podcast to check it out. I'll also share with Ayo and Steve as well for them to watch it.
Yeah,
basically,
he
shared it with you.
I watched
Oh,
it
super.
Yep.
Oh, you watched it so we can discuss it. Basically, it's I'll put it in two ways, and I'll look at it from both perspectives. From the Gen Z perspective, I would say it's important for older people to, you know what they say, listen to the kids. I think it's super important for older people to listen to younger people.
Yes.
And it's important because the perspectives, how they see the world, is very different from how we see the world or older people see the world. Like, two different perspectives. And I don't think one perspective is like better than the other. I think you get to understand and cherish younger people and how they think if you just look through their lens. I think it's super important. And then on the flip side, for younger people, right, I would say this: you are not the first young generation.
at all. You're not the first You're not the first rebellious.
Shocker.
Do you understand? You're
Generation,
not
yeah.
exactly. You're not the first rebellious generation. You're not the first young generation. You're not the first generation that thinks differently from the next generation, right? The generation coming behind you, Generation Alpha, or the ones behind them, would also differ in their way of life and thinking. So I also want you to see it that way as well. That what thing that has stayed constantly in this earth is the earth. It will continue spinning. How do you make your own mark? How do you not get frustrated by? Because I see a lot of generations, you people mess the world for us. No. The people who mess the world for the baby boomers too. Trust me. Do you understand? I also understand the concept of weak men create strong times, strong men create good times. And that whole concept and what generation you guys fall in and all of that. I think we're in the era where weak men have created hard times. So this is the concept, right? Strong men, hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create hard times. And then there's a cycle that keeps on going and going. Someone did a whole chat about it. And I think we're currently in the era where weak men have created hard times again.
Yeah.
And then you need strong men to then create yes, you need hard times to then create strong men. But like saying that day we want the enter now.
Nah, we don't do it already now. We start for the hard man.
Oh boy, me, I know if you do two cycle, I do hard time create strong men. Strong men, I can't do again. No. But you know what they say about the whole thing. So I think you guys need to just understand that you are not the first generation that's rebellious or doing something different. Doesn't mean you should stop doing what you're doing, but try and see it from other people's perspective. It's just perspective, man. You put
also, Also, a lot of young people should also be lenient that your parents were young people who became parents. They didn't have any experience becoming parents at the end of the day, bro. Just as you to become a parent and you'll be figuring things out in real time. So yeah, give them that leniency at the end of the day, man. It's not they didn't want Nigeria to be like this, but things happened at the end of the day. Things that were even put in place before they were born, already happened and we're already in progress. So you can't blame it. You can't just say, oh, it's your fault this country's like this, bruh. Your parents actually protested more than you protested. Well, hey, it is what it is.
And there's a lot of social conditioning that goes into a lot of things. One of the conversations going on, the interviews, right, was a young girl talking about how every response to like maybe her bad behavior or something by her parents was just to flog her.
Oh, yes.
I'm telling you, if they knew better, they would do better. If you took your parents into a society where nobody flogged anybody, they would stop it immediately.
Yeah.
So
also check your
parents are also they also
products of the society. The products of the society. So.
I was looking for another word than product. Really, I wanted to casualties, victims. Thank you. They are victims of what the society has produced or has guided them to be. And they're just humans as well that have just gone through that whole cycle. So lucky you with access to internet. That can watch Netflix and understand, oh, this is how to talk to people. Oh, that can go on Twitter and be educated. Your parents, when they were growing up, had no access to internet. The only thing they could rely on was their own parents telling them how to raise kids, the society telling them how to raise kids.
Yeah.
So it's a bit different. My daughter can go to ChatGPT now and get the result to say. In fact, they ask me questions now. Dad, do you know this? And I try. In fact, I actually try, right? Because they actually say, oh, daddy knows a lot, mommy knows a lot, But I can't imagine young people like a 12, 13-year-old now sonning an older parents and just tearing him apart. Oh, Dad, do you know this? Oh, no, I don't know. Well, I knew it. How don't you know it? Because now they have access to everything. Fam, when internet came in when I had internet access to internet around 98, 99. Fam, I only had 1 hour a week.
Yes, no.
1 hour a week. You have 24 hours access to internet. Cut your parents some slack, please.
You had access to the internet 98, but computer was 85, Abby, or 86.
When was I born? What the fuck is wrong with this guy? When was I now born?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to be clear. Just clarify.
See,
I'm sorry.
that
the
auto.
effects of that primary 6 is still in his body.
Let's say they don't
It's
teach
still
you
in his
body
body.
mass swear. They don't teach you
It
body
just
mass
it's like Jason Bond. The thing will just activate once in a while.
Only people who go at Corona for Ikoya they talk to. When they talk to Corona.
Excuse me, I want to let you know that Apapa was prime real estate during that period. Before
Before the tankers came and destroyed the place.
Yeah,
Before the
Papa I know
tankers
is where
came.
we'll go and clear cars. There's nothing you can tell me.
You see, when nobody in Lagos. Apapa was a prime real estate area. Before tankers came and spoiled everything.
There was one day I did the mistake of going. I think I was going to Damla days. He had his what you call it, like his introduction. I did the mistake of going through Apapa to get to his wife's place.
Papa is where 1 ton you can sleep on the road just with 1 ton.
Bro,
Gladly.
it happened to me.
Gladly.
It happened to me. I made 1 ton.
It's simple. 1 ton in Papa, you are
the road network there is just crazy, bro.
crazy.
1 ton. I made 1 ton. I was off the grid. I made 1 ton. I was almost getting back to Surulere. I know what I'm saying. Papa. Anyways, man, let's keep it going. We'll check out the video at DME. Congrats to you in publishing your first documentary. All right, Nas says another review of O1B versus O1B. What a beautiful year it has been, whether you've achieved your goals or not, struggled or soared. The simple fact that you are alive is something to celebrate. Yes, you. A huge thank you to the 3 Giants for consistently delivering such insightful content. A round of applause and congratulations on the live show.
Thank you.
It has truly been a long time coming. Okay, now on to O1B versus O1B. Deep sigh. As AOT2 would say, go and read about your history. Something he says casually. The discussion on the pod was quite engaging, though I felt it lacked a bit of depth. Not to downplay the culture enthusiasts, tribal purists, or political agitators on social media who often fuel the divide in our nation, but there was more to unpack here. Many have forgotten that O1B or O1B, what it truly means. Yes, it was 100% discussed under the wrong topic and used as a mere agenda, but it remains a valid and necessary conversation. Yoruba, much like Igbo, Hausa, Fulani, and over 250 other Nigerian ethnic groups, is not just a language. It is a living expression of identity and philosophy. We should not allow the everyday normalcy of tribal bias to obscure important cultural discussions. Personally, I use O1B, but I also understand its correct spelling and etymology. Yoruba literature provides deep insight into world origins, tracing how spellings and meanings have evolved over time. A good parallel can be found in the English language. For instance, words like through were once spelled as THRUH, and night was derived from the Old English NIHT. Over centuries, pronunciations shifted and spellings were simplified or standardized for convenience. Yet, in literature and formal writing, traditional spellings are preserved to maintain linguistic integrity. In Yoruba, words are not just linguistic expressions. They carry layered meanings tied to history, cultural and spiritual. Culture and spirituality. Every tribe should take conscious efforts to preserve the integrity of its language, regardless of linguistic evolution. History is the anchor of identity. The Yoruba we speak today in Lagos, or what is considered as Standard Yoruba, is not truly the original Lagos dialect. Many people do not realize the variations that exist across regions. The Forgotten Era, Nigeria-British Rule by Mark Silun is a powerful book that explores pre-colonial Nigeria and how advanced and organized our societies were long before British rule. From what I understand, the Fulani, and not the Hausa, largely dominated the caliphate system. Yet today we often simplify that complex history into the Hausa North. I know this is a broader comparison, but it connects back to the rooted issue: understanding history. When we stop questioning accepted narratives, we risk losing the nuance that shapes our identity. Nevertheless, we should never use cultural nuances to drive political agendas. In Osagie's words, cut that shit out. Because in the Nigerian context, we should be one Nigeria. Side note, speaking of Adekunle Gold and his use of O and Be, his album Fuji is already out, and while it celebrates Yoruba music and culture, the album cover tells a different story. He is dressed more like a countryside cowboy than a traditional Yoruba Fuji artist. Yes, that countryside look does signify a local, but which the album aims to capture, but it does not exactly portray the local Yoruba boy image. Then again, do I really expect him to wear Agbada on as an album cover? I don't know. Still, it raises valid questions about how culture is visually represented versus how it is musically or socially expressed. I can understand why AG leaned into O and Be as part of his album identity. It gives legitimacy to the Lagos local narrative. And even though by tribe I am Ijebu, I still consider myself a Lagos local, born and raised there, shaped by its rhythm and energy, but that's another debate entirely, though the contrast remains hard to ignore. Thank you very much, Nas, for your contribution here. We agree with you in terms of the expression. Am I as informed as you are in breaking down the etymology as you did? Maybe not. I think my point here was this whole, charade or this whole discussion or brouhaha around the use of which spelling or pronunciation wouldn't have existed if a group of people did not decide to attack or send vitriol to someone because she's of another ethnic background. That was our own discussion there. So in terms of it existing and all that, I even had a conversation with my wife and she was breaking it down to me that of course it exists, this is it, blah 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 blah, and this is how the word became popular, and this is then the most popular version of that word, and all the meaning and all of that. So, but thank you for writing this and breaking it down for us. Shout out to you. In terms of AG, I think that's a good one to say, right? You say your album is Fuji, it sounds like Fuji. Should you be dressed in like the appropriate attire? Maybe not. You know why? Because every Fuji artist or almost every Fuji artist I grew up buying their albums or looking at their album covers as I walked through the streets of Lagos, they were mostly dressed in what? Hip-hop attire, right? Big baggy jackets.
Yeah, the Fuji artists of our generation.
Yeah, so the Obeseres, the Kwamon, and the I won't say Kwamon necessarily, but I'll just say the Obesere, Pasuma, and what's his name? And Adewale Ayuba, Saridompi, yes, Said Oshukpa, right? And even the people like Malaika and all these other guys, they were dressed in hip-hop gear, big jackets, do you understand? On the album cover, looking really funky and fly, and all of that. And then they did their music Fuji. So there was always that combination. And if AG decides to do something like that as well, hey man, it's up to him. I wouldn't really necessarily expect it to be in that whole folklore because he's still trying to look young and youthful and all of that. So shout out to...
He's not doing classic Fuji. He's in contemporary Fuji, so there's a difference. Yeah, there's a huge difference. I think in contemporary Fuji, you are allowed more leeway to experiment. Like, you can't be more experimental than Obesere that was cross-dressing in the 90s. So, bro was cross-dressing, and everybody took it like that. So
crazy, man, crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Guys, we've come to the end of this episode. Shout out to everyone. And that's it. Catch us on the live show. We'll see you guys on Thursday if you're going to be in town. Boom, boom, boom,
Definitely.
boom. Yeah.
If you won't be in town, then you will enjoy the record version.
And you know what they say? Be square or be there or be square. Whatever that means, man.
Oh, there's an explanation.
Okay, what is it?
It's because you're not around. If you're not around for the show, then be square. That's what I heard on TikTok anyway.
Who came up with that shit?
I have no idea, bro.
Very Nigerian thing.
Very Nigerian thing to say.
Might not be sure, but yeah. Shout out to you guys. See you guys on Thursday. Or catch you guys next week. Ciao, ciao. Catch you guys. Of course, we're going to leave you guys with music. Come on, man. You know how we're going to do it.
It's not next week. It's Thursday. It's this week.
It's actually this week. Sorry. My bad. We're on a Sunday.
No vex.
All right.
See you guys on October 9, Abby.
The concept of time is now messing with my phone. Don't worry.
Yes. All right, I'm going to leave you guys with, since we just discussed Fuji, we're going to leave you guys with Wasiu Alabi Pasuma. This is Napoli like Lagos.
ìyẹn ní Napoli o sáwọn ní promoter kúnlẹ̀ o ẹ wá wọn bá tìyàwó àwọn náà gbé pàṣẹ àwọn ò bá sí láti ẹ o behind every successful man ẹ mọ ní there must be a woman tó jọ lórí rẹ orí there must be a woman tó jọ lórí rẹ there must be a woman tó jọ lórí rẹ there must be a woman tó jọ lórí rẹ. Adé Napoli ọkọ lè ní lọ́lá. Adé Napoli ọkọ lè ní lọ́lá. Ọkọ lè ní lọ́lá ọjọ́. Wò lọ́rọ̀ bọ̀ lọ́lá alájà alájà. Adé ẹ̀fọ́ ọkọ lè ní lọ́lá. Adé Napoli ọkọ lè ní lọ́lá. Ọkọ lè ní lọ́lá ọjọ́. Wò lọ́ kẹ̀kẹ́. Bá ń dájú sáṣẹ́gẹ́. Ìyẹn bàbá Junior wọn ò jẹ́ bàbá jẹ́. A ní ọkọ lè ní lọ́lá. Adé Napoli ọkọ lè ní lọ́lá. Adé tó fẹ́ lọ́lá ọjọ́. Bá ń dájú sáṣẹ̀gẹ̀. Bàbá jẹ́. Bàbá Junior máa ń bá òṣòṣò. A ní ọkọ lè ní lọ́lá. Adé Napoli ọkọ lè ní lọ́lá. Ọkọ lè ní lọ́lá ọjọ́. Ilé adé mi ọgọ́ta lónìí àwọn ìpọ̀. Wò lọ́rọ̀ bọ̀ bàbá sí kí wọ́n. Ilé adé mi ò ẹ̀fọ́ discount tó ṣe. Lélelele kúnlẹ̀ akẹ́bàjẹ́ o. Lélelele kúnlẹ̀ akẹ́bàjẹ́ o. Ó jẹ́ sá ṣẹ́gẹ̀ o. Ìyá ọjọ́ kúnjẹ́ kẹ́mọ̀ òkè o. Bọ́nà máa jẹ báwọn dàgbà yẹn, àjà tí ó dá máa ní. Pé tábà kírun tábà ákè mi fẹ́ ṣe dání o. Ilé ọjọ́ kẹ́ òjò wo. Ìyẹn lọ tí ìsìnkú lọ́wọ́, ọtí ìsìnkú kúnlẹ̀, ọ̀nì ìtumọ̀ mọ́, ajá tí ó ti wò, ẹ̀wù tí ó ti yá, ọtí táwọn ti ṣí. Ìgbà tí ó ti wọ̀, èyí tí ó ti yá, etí tí ó ti di, ìlú tí ó ti yá, ọ̀pá tí ó ti ṣẹ́, ilé tán ti gbọ́ tán, àtẹlẹ tán ti parí, náà pẹ́ pẹ́.
Ìbẹ̀ Napoli ò dì máa
lọ. Ó tán jágúnjágá òṣòwò.